I started. Look how far I came, dog. I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just win my hardest. And I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. And how good they judge me, oh. But they don't know.
Setting Dylan Gabriel up.
Look how far I came, dog. I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just win my hardest. And I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. And how good they judge me, oh. But they don't know. Look at what I did, look at what I started. Look how far I came, dog. I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just win my hardest. And I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. And how good they judge me, oh. But they don't know.
Setting Dylan Gabriel up.
Look how far I came, dog. I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just win my hardest. And I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. And how good they judge me, oh. But they don't know. Look at what I did, look at what I started. Look how far I came, dog. I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just win my hardest. And I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. And how good they judge me, oh. But they don't know.
Setting Dylan Gabriel up.
Look how far I came, dog. I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just win my hardest. And I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. And how good they judge me, oh. But they don't know. Look at what I did, look at what I started. Look how far I came, dog. I ain't had no guidance. I just did my thing, dog. I just win my hardest. And I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah, I'ma go hard regardless. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. Renting my check, I rent on my bag, I did what I did. Yeah. And how good they judge me, oh. But they don't know.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Let me get on the screen. How y'all feeling today? I see y'all active in the chat. Sorry about the delay. I was over here working on the back end trying to get my chat set up right. It wasn't functioning right on my end. So sorry for the delay. My apologies. We got everything in order. We got everything straight. Sound check is good. We sound good. Let's get this turned off now. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in. We're going to put this down so we don't have any distractions during the stream. Hopefully y'all are feeling good. On this Monday. I'm feeling real good. Got some great topics we're going to hit. So let's get to it. You are now tuned in to Eliminate the Gray with Off the Record D. Thank you for being here. You could be anywhere in the world. You decided to wake up on a Monday and spend some time with me, and I appreciate you for that. I appreciate you. Let's do like we always do. Let's get these greetings in order, y'all. Let's get the greetings in order. Let me go to the top of the chat. Here we go. Selmo Fudd, the first one in the building. Selmo Fudd, what is going on?
Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woo, woo. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woo, woo. Here we go.
Good morning, D. You bringing the tea on this great Monday morning, 100. You know we got to do it. You know we got to do what we usually do. Princess Premier, what is going on? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? Princess Premier, I don't want no smoke with black and yellow. I'm blaming Debo. Debo was trying to start stuff. He was trying to start stuff. And I was just responding to what Debo was trying to start. I don't want no problems. Remember on Friday? You want some of this, old man? No. After he just knocked Red out and took his chain. My mama gave me that chain. Yeah, I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems. No problems at all. Let's see. Moving right along. Ivy League Mac, what's going on? How you feeling? Good morning, Latika.
I don't think he went to school nowhere. If he went to school, he didn't learn nothing.
He ain't learned nothing. Black Pearl, top of the morning. How you feeling today? C. Brown Run, good morning. Felix, good morning. Our Jizzle, what's going on? Good morning. TK, good morning. Key Mathis in the building. What's going on? Key Mathis says, hey, what's good? Off the record family. I look forward to hanging out with y'all. Makes my work day flow exciting. I try to be consistent, and I try to get y'all through a couple hours of your work day a couple times a week. So hopefully y'all enjoy it. Key Mathis, that picture you put in Patreon with that pollen is just, it gets just like that in North Carolina. It is real. I don't know if I'm supposed to do this, but I've been taking a small dose of the oil of oregano at night just for the last 2 days because of this pollen that's outside. I went for a walk yesterday, and it just all in the air. It's everywhere. It then took over. Wet 11s, good morning. Black Pearl says, Monday morning, blessings to everyone. Wet 11s, good morning, family. Hope everyone is blessed and highly favored. We appreciate y'all. Make sure I don't miss. Tessa, what's going on?
Well.
Make sure I don't miss anybody. Keith Hunt, Jersey in the building. What's going on? Uh-oh, hold on. What 11s? I still can't get over the fact about the 2 winning seasons in 20 years. Man, you got to be talking about the Browns. Got to be talking. But no, the Browns have more than 2 winning seasons the last 20 years. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Echo, not Acho. Yeah, we going to get the Echo later. We're going to get the Echo. We're going to get the Echo. Zedric, what's going on? How you feeling, man?
Cole, you stupid. We do not care.
Zedric, what's going on? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? Side note, somebody come get some of this yellow dust out of ATL. This pollen disrespecting my time. Washing my car. For real. Keep at this. I don't need a yellow tint on my cars. I don't need it on nothing. Like, stop. It is bad right now with the pollen. Bad right now. Oh, man, we jumping forward a lot. Hold on. Where we at? D, my son wants something. This house. D, my son wants something. This house was spick and span. My son wants something. Explain that a little bit more to me. What 11s? Brent, what's going on? Buenos dias. Brent. Welcome in. Good morning, KC. How you feeling? Michelle is tapping in live. What's going on, Michelle? I always see you commenting. So what's going on? Where we at? Pollen sounds like ATL. Yeah. Anywhere in the South right now. It's just Maya. What's going on? How you feeling? Let's get this up here. Here we go. Black Pearl starting off early.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
Shout out to Black Pearl. Black Pearl got something to say. Happy Monday. Great energy. Good vibes. Let's ride. I know this is for Shanithia, but this is what I thought about when
Broncos
I got to the end of
country,
that.
Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride.
Oh, did I read that wrong? Oh, got you. Thank you for clearing that up, TK. I read that wrong. My son wants something. This house is spick and span. You putting him to work over there, Wet 11s? Putting him to work. Put him to work over there. Put him to work. Hey, tell him sometimes you're doing this to build character. Sometimes you are doing this to build character. That's what it is sometimes. I tried to show love to all my nephews. We appreciate you. Michelle. Maurice, what's going on? How you feeling? How you feeling? I got a good show for y'all today. I got some good motivation from Les Brown. I actually kind of switched the show last minute after hearing this Les Brown motivation. So y'all know, if this is your first time here, this is podcast format. What you see on the thumbnail is towards the later end of the show. That is what we call the main event. You will hear this when we get to that point.
Let's get ready to rumble!
When we get to the thumbnail topics, you will hear that. But we have some other topics. We're going to hit. Shalia, good morning. How you feeling? We got some other topics we're going to hit. We're going to talk about the UTSA kicker who made a 70-yard field goal. We're going to talk about his potential. We're going to get to some business talk today. We don't talk business as much, but it's kind of fitting because it's actually in our wheelhouse of Cleveland sports. So we're going to talk a little business, some podcast business, some YouTube business. Because somebody told me about some changes going on that I was unfamiliar with. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Then we're going to get to looking at some interviews for some of the new Browns players, defensive tackle, and also Elgton Jenkins. We didn't get to review his interview. We're going to get to the Cleveland media kind of finally seeing that maybe Kevin Stefanski was more responsible for how things went than they were willing to let on. than they were willing to let on. So we're going to get to that. And then, of course, we're going to get to 4th and South, Jarvis Landry, Leonard Fournette respond to Echo. We're going to get to that. And then we're going to wrap this thing up with a great interview that I've been trying to decide how I was going to kind of cover this interview. I'm like, man, should I use this Coach Prime interview as motivation? Should I use it as a main topic? I really was trying to think about how I should lose it. So instead I said, you know what? We're going to start off with some motivation. We're going to end our day with some good motivation, just to wrap this thing and put a bow on it and tie it all together. So that's what we got going today. That's how we're going to do it. If you've been here, you've been greeted, hit that like button. Hit that like button for me, y'all. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We're growing something real special over here. You definitely want to be a part of it as the upcoming season works towards us. So let's get it. Let's start off with some motivation. Y'all know I like Les Brown. Let's go, Les Brown. Let's get it on the screen. We are here. So I saw this yesterday. I had a different idea for motivation, but then I heard this and I said, you know what? We got to do this. We got to switch it up. We got to be flexible. We have to be flexible. D coming out with all the bells and whistles for real. Ocho clap back at them on Speak Easy. Prentice Premier. It's one of those things where people are finally seeing how and why they're doing it. How and why they're doing it. So what we're seeing is that Emmanuel Acho probably doesn't have the creativity to carry a recurring podcast. So instead, he is using kind of a click style approach to how he's podcasting. So he's taking shots at people. He's saying things that are just off the wall. He is attacking certain people. He's realized that, if it's a polarizing player, you take the opposite side of where you think people believe you should be, and you speak on it from that side. So I recognized this thing with Acho months ago, and I just kind of stopped speaking on him. Now he's doing the low tactic, attacking a podcast that only had previously 2 episodes out. 4th and South with Jarvis Landry and Leonard Fournette was on its 2nd episode, and he started to attack them. And in an attempt to defend Kevin Stefanski, he started to diminish greatness. That was my entire point about Emmanuel Acho. Emmanuel Acho is willing to diminish greatness to make a point. And that is one of the big issues I had with him. One of the big issues I had with him. So we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
Wet 11s has something to say. D, when I was praying, the Lord told me to sow in increments of 1 and 4 for the rest of this football season. God is going to do something special. Let me correct this. Let me read it right. D, when I was praying, the Lord told me to sow in increments of 1 and 4 for the rest of this football season. God is going to do something so special for Shador. We will see something great. Wet 11s, I am aligned with you. That is how I see it as well. When I look at the Browns and I look at the Browns of the past, and I really just look at what were some of their shortcomings. Usually when a business doesn't do well, it's because they don't have a vision. And after the vision, they don't have someone who could properly execute the vision and then communicate that vision to the people who need to execute. Those are some of the steps you need to have success in business, no different than football. We are checking boxes that are necessary for the Browns to have a great year. We're checking the boxes. We have someone who is committed and wants to be here. We have someone who has a vision for how he sees his team. The team is already being upgraded from where it was last year. The players have an energy and belief that you are seeing every time they go out there and speak. So once you start adding those things together with special talent on the team, how could you see failure? The only way you can see failure is if truly in your heart you only want to see failure. You have no desire to see success. So that is what a lot of people are doing. And unfortunately, those people have microphones and they speak on the radio in Cleveland. Some of them have podcasts. So I just block out the noise. I block out the noise. When I tell y'all year 2 won't be like year 1, we are not going to do as much reaction during the season to the people who don't know what they're talking about. We're going to let them be in their little corner, let them say whatever they want to say, and we're going to live in the moment, and we're going to enjoy a great season. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to enjoy a great season and enjoy a great year. And if you notice, I've been telling y'all my excitement. It didn't start out this way when we got Todd Monken, but I've been showing y'all and telling y'all the reasons why I'm excited. So I'm right there with y'all. I see multiple Browns records broken this season. They got the potential to. He said Leonard's Super Bowl ring that he heavily contributed to had no meaning. You know how insane that is to try and bring someone down to this level. Cedric, it's crazy. It's crazy what Acho does. And man, Streamlabs, you are tripping. My bad, Evelyn. I didn't even see the message. But I can pull it up. I'll read it. Do you know how bad that sounds when you just say it out loud? Like, that's why I said when Acho was saying they have no credentials because Kevin Stefanski is 2-time coach of the year, I'm like, Acho, their careers were light years above and beyond what yours was. It's not even close. So everybody was coming at me when I brought up Acho's stats. Now when Acho tries to diminish actual success in the NFL and they bring up his stats, will anybody say anything? Acho just got to stay where he's at, man. He got to stay where he's at.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
Using one of the most popular athletes in the world to do it, he's fake as a $3 bill to offer clicks. I agree. We're gonna talk about that more when we get to the business side of the podcast, when we get to something else. I just believe it. No Kevin to pull the rug from under him. Shador has someone who believes in his talent on the field and will let him be himself. I agree with that, Cedric. I agree with that. Evelyn, what's going on? Okay. Seed is the word. It's not the money. People don't know. Seed is the word. It's not the money. People don't know that we are bought with a price. It's called death. Remember, God Almighty said that he that gather riches not by right die as a fool. The truth is free. I like that. It's just the caps. The caps is why the bot got you. Front office, coaching staff, offensive line, wide receiver, all upgraded. Cleveland media needs upgraded. New media is coming to provide the service. I agree with that. If anybody would like to sew with me, as you mean to touch and agree, please do. D is good ground. God told me he has a pure heart. I appreciate you, What 11s. I appreciate you. Your support has been generous ever since you started coming around. I believe the team and coaches are going to surprise a lot of people this season. Y'all know how I feel. I'm right there with y'all. Right there with y'all. I watched the Panthers entrance with Tony Brown, and that was the happiest he looked coming into a game all year. It's part of his superpower. You have to be yourself. You got to be yourself, y'all. Brent, you know what it is. Stay on that side. You have to be yourself. Great commentary there. Great commentary there. Later on, when we get to the Coach Prime part, Coach Prime is going to agree with what y'all are saying in the comments. But let's get this thing kicked off. Let's go. Les Brown, motivation. Starting off y'all Monday right. Let's get it.
The Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years to grow. They have to water and fertilize the ground where it is every day. And it doesn't break through the ground until the 5th year. But once it breaks through the ground, within 5 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall. Now the question is, does it grow 90 feet tall in 5 weeks or 5 years? The answer is obvious. It grows 90 feet tall in 5 years, because at any time that person stopped watering and nurturing and fertilizing that dream, that bamboo tree would have died in the ground. And I can see people coming out talking to a guy out there watering and fertilizing the ground that's not showing anything. Hey, what you doing?
I gotta pause this. I'm gonna play a decent amount of it, so I gotta pause it. It's funny. So I told y'all previously that I'm a trader in the stock market as well. So one thing about trading, the more you trade, the more you build your system, the more you build up your consistency. One thing that happens is when you kind of break through in trading, you don't really see it coming. You just kind of feel yourself get better and see it clearly. And that is very similar to what Les Brown is speaking about today. Whatever you are pursuing, we would like to put a date or a time on when it's going to work. We want to say it's going to work this time. It's going to work this time. But in reality, we don't know when it's going to work. So you have to get comfortable just putting in the work. When the breakthrough happens, it'll happen. It most likely won't be at your timing. It won't be at your pace. You just keep doing the work. Just like he's talking about the Chinese bamboo tree. 5 years, that thing. You just put in water. You got to keep watering. You got to stay consistent. Got to keep showing up every day. Got to keep doing it every day. And then after 5 years, that thing grow 90 feet tall in 5 weeks. Insane. You would look crazy to people watching you watering just this patch of ground every single day. They would be like, what are you even doing over there? But you got to do it. That's how you get to where you want to go. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep going.
You've been out here a long time, man. And the conversation in the neighborhood is, you growing a Chinese bamboo tree, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Well, even Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can see ain't nothing showing. So how long you been working on this? How long have you been working on your dreams? And you have nothing to show. This is all you got to show. People gonna do that to you. And some people, ladies and gentlemen, they stop. Because they don't see instant results. It doesn't happen quickly. They stop. Oh, no. You got to keep on watering your dream. That is not going to happen as quickly as you want it to happen. A lot of things are going to happen that will catch you off guard. And so, therefore, you've got to deal with and handle it as it comes. And not only that, but that faith and patience drives you into action. You've got to keep moving and keep plugging away. See, during those hard times, we didn't know how you're going to make payroll. During those times when you failed and things didn't work out, they were nowhere to be found. But you know what I discovered? When you're working at your dream, somebody said the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Oh, it's sweet to you. It's good to you. Why? See, when it's hard and it's a struggle, see, what you become in the process is more important than the dream. That's far more important.
Man, oh man. What he just said right there. When it's hard, what you become in the process is far more important than the dream. I just bring it back to me on podcasting, y'all. I'm telling y'all, man. I made all the mistakes. I made every mistake you could think of podcasting. You know, just all of them. Going from YouTube, having myself copyright because I just didn't know what videos you could play. I didn't really have an idea of it early on, to saying, you know what, I'm not even going to go on YouTube because it seemed like every video, every live stream I was doing, I was getting a copyright notice. To going to TikTok, to doing a couple streams just straight on X, just trying to find a way, And during that time, I was building up a voice. I was building up a cadence. I was building up an idea of what I wanted things to turn into. All during that time. So if you come here and look at my stream now and you say, okay, has a decent flow. You seem confident in what you're saying. You seem like you have found your voice. It wasn't always like this, y'all. I was putting in the time. I always tell y'all, I was having streams with 2 people in there. So much so, I had to stop looking at the numbers. even to this day, I don't know how many people are watching my stream because it kind of messed with my mind. So I just eliminated it. I had to eliminate it. I had to take it away. I had to not let it be something I even looked at, because going through it was better and it yielded a better result for me. So this just speaks to me. This is actually from Les Brown YouTube. This is from his actual YouTube, so you can go check it out there. I saw this and I was like, man, this is too good. We got to start this Monday this way. So hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Let's catch up on the chat. D, is a young man with 2 still there? Wet 11's no. He signed a 1-year deal. He signed a 1-year deal. 1-year deal only. So he is a free agent. 2 Timothy 3:16, all scriptures were given by the inspiration of God. I know this. God is not mocked. By every word we are judged. Donate because you want to. Stop saying God to me. God, I think you wanted that to say God told me to. God don't lie, people do. Interesting. That's why I mentioned the music in the trailer. I believe they want him to be at his best. I agree with that, Zedric. That was a good takeaway. Also showing that he's not distracted by the music. So I appreciate that. Detroit Gemini, what's going on? Good morning.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
Detroit Gemini, what's going on? She got something to say early today, y'all. Morning, D, and the Off the Record family. Thanks for being the best new Cleveland sports media out there. Your education, knowledge, and motivation is unmatched. I appreciate you. Y'all have heard me say a lot that I appreciate how y'all let me be me. I'm like a combination of somebody who enjoys research, who enjoys boring, nerdy things, really getting the full understanding of things. And I think that is what helps me. Do what I do and get to this point. That's what I think. And y'all let me be me. Y'all are like, oh, can we break down offensive linemen? Sure, let's get it. This is something I enjoy because I like understanding what I'm looking at. And I realize there's more people out there who are similar to me, who they want to laugh, they want to be motivated, they want to learn, and they want that all wrapped up in one. So I'm glad that y'all enjoy it because I really get to be me every time I turn on my microphone and hit the camera on. So I appreciate y'all more than y'all know. Thank you, Detroit Gemini. Okay, let's keep it moving. I thought Key Mathis had a message here. I might have missed it. We can't get sweet and bitter water from the same fountain. That's right. You cannot. All right, D, I'm a swing trader. I haven't mastered options trading just yet, but it's coming. So I went through the whole process. I'm not going to take y'all through this long thing. I'm going to make this quick as I can. So I started out in options, and I was options trading, and then I was watching like people online, and I thought that the money I was making trading options wasn't enough. So then I wanted to get into more swing trading. But you know, the market has ebbs and flows. It's ups, it's downs. Sometimes it's more clear. Sometimes it's less clear, depending on what's going on in the world. So I just kind of went all over the place. Then I found myself trading futures and just appreciated the instant you're right or you're wrong with what you were thinking versus me having the patience to be more of a swing trader. So even though I can kind of see things on a long-term platform, it's very hard for me to just look at the chart and hold it. I had to learn that about myself. So keep doing your thing, Key Mathis. Keep doing your thing. And if you want to know something, if I could take it all back, I would have probably not really got into options trading as much. I would have stick to being more of a swing trader, and I would have just kind of nurtured that mindset more to be more of a swing trader. So you're in the right spot. 100% I agree about Acho is a clown. Yeah, he just playing a role. I do appreciate your commentary more than you know, D, hands down. Evelyn, I appreciate you. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Zedric says, I need to get into trading. Trading is good. Trading, I'm going to tell you, trading teaches you more about yourself than any other thing that I've done in my life. It teaches you more about yourself. I would say if you want to get into trading, I wouldn't just steer people to options trading. I would steer people probably to swing trading or futures trading through a prop firm, so you're not just blowing through your own money. Because if you go right out there, you get into options, man, you could blow through a lot of money fast and just sit there and wonder what happened. Excuse me. Where we at? Did I miss? I think I saw Miss K in here. Miss K, good morning. How you doing? Is Martin Emerson still with the Browns? Martin Emerson is a free agent, but he could still potentially sign back with the Browns. He still potentially could. Let's see. Trading and coding. No, it's trading in the stock market, Evelyn. Trading in the stock market. Offensive line movements is a work of art. Brent, I agree with you. And they all have to be on the same page, have the same understanding. They have to have that time together. You can tell that the Browns offensive line was in disarray last year because twists and stunts, they would just crumble. They would just crumble with twists and stunts. They couldn't handle it. So, the communication wasn't there. And they just weren't on the same page with seeing things the same. Remember, put God Almighty first in your life. Everything else around God Almighty, you can't lose. Peace be still. We appreciate you, Evelyn. We appreciate you. Ivy League Mac, just buy and hold. The market has returned 10% annually since 1932. Ivy League Mac just dropped the bar. I don't know if y'all know how important what Ivy League Mac just said is. The market, in short, we're not going to turn this into a whole trading thing, but the market is designed to go up. The market will go down at times, but it's designed to go up. Do a search. Historically, the market has gone up. So even if you don't get into the trading side of it, man, I'm not a financial advisor. Look into buying indexes. That's what I would say. Speak to a financial advisor. Look into buying indexes and just let your money do what it's gonna do. Your content is original, mini, or copycat. I appreciate that, Michelle. I appreciate that. I try. Acho is rolling like a man who has run out of options. He is. Just desperation. Yo D, Selmo is my name and crypto is my game. Since I got in, my life ain't the same. 100. Yeah, definitely. Hopefully you're taking advantage of this buying opportunity with crypto. Hopefully you're taking advantage of this buying opportunity. Yes, trading does. It teaches you discipline. Trading teaches you discipline. Trading teaches you about yourself. It teaches you if you're a patient person. It teaches you if you're an impatient person. It teaches you if you can think on your own or if you just follow other people. Trading has taught me the most about myself. The most. I have to tap in with you on that. Appreciate the info, D. Oh, man, no problem, man. I'm willing to share any information I have. I think Elgton Jenkins mentioned it, but he said something along the lines of playing multiple positions on the line teaches you how to handle stunts. We're gonna get to Elgton Jenkins. We got him coming up as well. D, I love the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. If I'm reading too fast. I love that disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, but just look into indexes for real. just look into indexes. Keep it simple. Question: wasn't Q Sweat into trading, stock market marketing? I remember it was some R&B singer that got into trading. I don't think it was Q Sweat. I don't think it was Q Sweat. I think it was another R&B singer. It might have been. I don't know. But it was another R&B singer I can remember. I thought he was a little bit more light skinned than Q Sweat, but I'm not sure. Evelyn. Yeah. Some more fun dropping bars. I definitely would like more info on trading, D. Yeah, I can point y'all in the direction of some people. D, I watched games with Jenkins. He looked like he did all right, but I don't know. Keith Sweat worked in the stock market. Okay, got you. Appreciate you, some more fun. He had moments where he was good. Ms. Brown, what's going on? Break up the seriousness. I got something a little funny. This is how I've been feeling since the the clock to sped up. This how I've been feeling, y'all.
Why I feel like these days it's going faster. Every year we got the same routine. Spring forward, fall back. Spring forward, fall back. Ever since them clocks done went forward, we done went forward. Like, yesterday was a normal day. I got up, did my same routine. Next thing I know, it's 9 o'clock at night. I'm like, what is this? I know I'm not the only one that's tripping out this. We do the same thing every year, but for some reason this year it seemed way faster. These days seem like you just find yourself rushing through the day. You trying to get something done. Like, yeah, I better hurry up. Whatever you got to do, you better do it, and you better be intentional, because your day ain't no more day. The day's over with. Time is over. I'm going to just go ahead and say it's not the way it used to be. This done sped up. Hey, you know what? 2026 already feel old now. It already feel old. This year is about over with. We about to be talking about Easter. I'm like, Easter? What? Why I feel like these days it's going faster.
This is how I've been feeling since the clock sped up. I've been working on some other things. Just to expand the business side of Off the Record D. And when I tell y'all, I'm started working on the project and it'll be 6 o'clock. And I'm like, all right, I got some time. I got a couple hours. Then before you know it, it's 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, I know 5 hours just didn't go by. I know 5 hours did not just go by. I'm telling y'all, I've been trying to catch up with this. And I'm like, I cannot be the only one feeling this way. I could not be the only one. But since this time change, it's been something else. Something else. Let's see. Let's catch up on the chat. Clifton, we don't believe you. You need more people. Clifton, the Browns would take a salary cap hit that would be far too detrimental for them to trade Myles Garrett anytime soon. So we know that you got to check your sources. Acho is Nigerian. Also, that's why he hates on people of color. Also, a lot of Nigerians have a low opinion of us, speaking from experience. Yeah, Acho does say that, oh, well, I'm from here and I look at it this way. So, why did the bar get you? Let's see. Oh, okay. You good. I thought Keith Sweat worked on the auto plant line, building cars in Detroit until he got discovered. Hey, don't get me the line. I'm not sure about Keith Sweat's work history. Don't get me the line. Yeah, KC, don't worry about it. That's not true. I love John. I love his skits, especially when they fire Kevin. Yeah, that's when I started watching his skits. I started watching his skits when he was talking about the Browns quarterback room. And since then, I've been watching him. So I like him. He is hilarious. His name is Jalen Hinton on YouTube. His stuff is funny. He ain't lying. I'm telling y'all, time just blowing by. Hours speeding by. Days speeding by. I feel the same way, and I haven't been able to sleep since the time changed. I've been sleeping. It's just I cannot catch up in my day. Cannot catch up. For real, Easter. Yes, man. I logged out Friday at 4:45, blinked 2 days, and I was logged back in for work. For real. That's what it felt like. I just promised that he's low character, low vibration, not Nigerian. I like the way you put that. Ivy League Mac, because then you're not just grouping every Nigerian person and lumping them all together. I don't like when people box me in. So put it on the person. Don't put it on everybody. I totally agree with him on this one. We're about to be in OTAs and the season just ended. For real. Snap your finger, turn around, and then in September, you're like, where did the time go? Oh my God. Wow.
I got money.
What's going on, Charmaine? The hardest working woman in Ohio says good morning. Good morning to you too. Good morning to you too, Charmaine. Welcome in. Glad to have you here. Thank you for all your support. The end of all things is at hand, people. D, what's your thoughts about Scatterbo saying he don't believe CTE and asthma is fake? I was so mad because I have asthma. He needs to think about what he says before he says it. Just think about what he says. And then if you don't have full understanding of something, it's an ignorant approach to just dismiss it because you don't understand it. So all these guys coming out here are who they thought Shedeur was. I'm just saying, all of them are who they thought Shedeur was. So, young and immature, just speaking out the side of his neck, basically. Time has been flying by. I'm telling you, time has been going. Most Nigerian men are not betas. Yeah, that's why I said I wouldn't lump it all together. I wouldn't lump it all together and say everybody is, but Acho definitely is doing some other stuff. Let's keep it moving. Scatterboo is a meathead. Yeah, he is who they thought other people was. I've worked with several Nigerian women. They are always referencing slavery, alluding to the nurses of color, lazy, and just putting white people on the pedestal. I thought it was a Nigerian thing. Yeah, I'm not discounting or discrediting your experience, T. Ballard. I would just say this. I'm not the biggest fan when people put me in a box, so I'm cautious to just lump a bunch of people in together, especially when I don't know each one of them personally. So I just always look at it like, if it's something that I don't like when people do it to me, then I'm cautious to do it to other people. Cam, Scatterbo, and Dart belong on a team together. For real. They just something else. Yes, because Dart is arrogant. Agreed, D. Scatterbo is definitely a meathead. Yeah. You look up the definition of two peas in a pod and you'll see them. For real. One is a running back, one is a quarterback. They just alike. Maurice. He said CTE doesn't exist. CTE and asthma don't exist. All right, so everybody's been talking about this kicker. Who is Jaffer Murphy. So they talk about his 40 time. The NFL is not generally creative enough to do anything with a very athletic kicker. If you look at destroying, he was very athletic. They didn't really know what to do with him. So it's going to be kind of similar for him. But what I've noticed is, if you read this article, this is from Sports Illustrated. They wrote an article on him. Why is he getting so much more exposure? Jaffer Murphy made a name for himself at UTSA Pro Day earlier this week. Murphy, a former college soccer player who began his career as a kicker in 2024, wowed those in attendance on Wednesday with his rare combination of leg strength and speed. So, to me, this is a development player who has a soccer background, which has translatable skills into being a kicker in the NFL. All you have to do is look at the Dallas Cowboys kicker. He also had a soccer background, and he went and got some coaches and learned how to kick. I think it's very similar. With what can happen here with Jaffer Murphy. With time, I believe he could get better if he puts his mind to it, but the skills transfer. So do I believe he could potentially, get drafted? No. It's not really a thing for kickers to get drafted like that. You got to be really good to get drafted. But does he have the potential to develop into something? I think yes. And if the NFL is what they told us it was, and they develop players, then a team should take a chance on him, put him on the practice squad, and teach him how to kick. We watch kickers miss field goals and not be able to kick it. And for touchbacks and do all this stuff. So teach them how to kick, and then you got your kicker like the Cowboys. Just like the Cowboys. So Shanithia asked me about him, so I started looking into him, and I was like, that's interesting, his kicking background, or soccer background, I should say. The coolest Nigerian is Godfrey. Godfrey is cool. He's funny, too. Dart and Scatterbo will have short careers because of the way they play football. I agree with that, Arjizzle. They got to learn to play smarter. I wonder how Harbaugh going to get them together. He got his hands full. Why do you think Acho keep putting Dart as the best pick in the draft? I think he believes he found a sore spot with people, and he is continuing to poke at that sore spot. That's what I think. He has picked the opposite side of Shedeur, and he picked Jackson Dart, even though Jackson Dart didn't have the best year out of rookie quarterbacks. So he's just picking a sore spot. And he is holding in. He is holding out to be able to say it has something to do with race. That's what he's doing. What's that channel name again? Oh, got you. I got you right here, Evelyn. This is the link to the short. That's the link to the channel. Okay, I had to think about it. Yeah, it's a game Acho playing. I think it's hilarious how Cleveland media has been turned into content by new media. Yes, they've been turned into content, and what we're learning is being turned into content doesn't necessarily equal success financially. My college football team punter ran a 4.3 40-yard dash. He was a former wide receiver. Man, smart to switch to kicker. D kickers don't get drafted. I did not know that. Yeah, it's kind of rare that a kicker gets drafted. Kickers and punters rarely get drafted. It's not something that happens every year. Stuck on stupid. Ask some of the players' families that have lost their loved ones if it's real. Maurice, you got a point there. Acho is very anti-Black American. I gave you the answer. Acho is low character, low vibration. Will say anything for clicks and attention, independent of truth and justice. Yeah, he just playing the game. Scatterbo calls Shador broke on the streaming event after the CTE and asthma comment. I know he was being disrespectful. Man, how many mistakes can you make in one situation? How many mistakes? Man, oh man. Do you think Matta will get drafted? No, I don't think Matta will get drafted. If anything, I think he could sign on to a team as an undrafted player. Ain't Nigerian? Shannon Sharp, yes. Stupidity is a disease without a cure, but ignorant can be educated. I like the way you put that, Evelyn. I like the way you put that. All right, let's keep it moving. So we're going to talk about this only from a business standpoint because this is something that's happening in the Cleveland media.
And you're looking to go to a great place to eat. Sliman's is a month.
Let me pause this. So I didn't know that this was happening. Somebody told me this was happening, and I was surprised. But UCSS is not going to be on YouTube, I guess, for half of their stream. Half of their stream, they're going to be on the WKYC app. And this is Bull kind of explaining it. So I just want to have a conversation about the business side of YouTube. Let's skip it forward just slightly, and then we're going to talk about this.
How much money the company can make, right? The company, Tegna, owns the show. And they're not going to just keep paying us if they're not making a profit. That's just the way it goes. That's business. It makes complete sense. And on YouTube, there's a limit to how much money you can make. You're right. Our views are consistent. If you compare us to a lot of other local shows, our numbers are through the roof. Our subscriber base is in the top 1.5% of all YouTube channels. Our views, especially the growth we've had from when the show started 4 years ago, or almost 4 years ago till now, be 4 years in May, is huge. But yes, being on the WKYC app and then, allows us to raise the roof in terms of how much money the show can make in terms of sponsorship deals. And so.
Okay. Now we can just have the conversation. We don't got to keep Bull up there. We can have the conversation. So Bull is explaining the reason why UCSS is doing like a 50-50, half and half on the WKYC app. Basically, they feel like they reached their cap with how much money they can make. This is not me or not an opportunity to try to throw shade at UCSS. We're just going to look at this as a business. And any person that gets up on on YouTube, on Twitch, is a business. It's a business, y'all. And they are doing this. They are doing this to be profitable and to make money. Now, in a lot of different genres, the mistake that they made podcasting was they started adding to their staff too fast, hiring too many people, Then they all have to scale back, and then they're no longer profitable. And then you got decisions to make, and you have to start making decisions where you are not making them from a place of power. You are kind of making them from desperation. So we've seen this happen with somebody like Joe Rogan. When Joe Rogan signed his deal to go with Spotify, when Spotify was buying up podcasts, we saw Joe Rogan go over there. He stayed over there for a while. When he re-signed his extension in 2024, he did not have an exclusive agreement with Spotify. We just recently saw the Breakfast Club sign a deal to take their content to Netflix. We see that the people who support the Breakfast Club are not happy with that decision, going to a different app. When you do a podcast, there's certain decisions you have to make early. Now, one of those decisions are, am I going to do everything on YouTube? Am I going to do anything outside of YouTube? And how am I going to monetize this? How am I going to turn this into a business? I don't believe they've reached their cap on YouTube. I believe they've reached their structure cap. So they've added too much too fast. If you look at other podcasts, look at Gil's Arena. Gil's Arena has a way bigger staff, way bigger facilities, and because of how they structured their deal from the beginning, they're still on YouTube. They're not going behind a paywall. Also, when you decide to take yourself off of YouTube, which is the most widely viewed streaming service in the world, and go to an app, you're going to limit it. Because even though it's only click and download an app, signing up for something, that's not something people want to do. People want to go through their regular flow of how they do things. And just adding a different app is not part of it. So even if you go to an app, you got to look at it and say, oh, we got 80,000 on YouTube. It will be a wild success if 8,000 people download that app. 10%. It's more likely that you are somewhere between 1 and 10% of the people that download that app and continue to watch you. So this is why you have to do business as done. You have to do it as it's done. You have to. If you don't do business as business is being done, you will be pushed in a corner, and then you're kind of making the decision out of desperation. Bull even said it. They have to make this move or the show will not be able to go on. So I don't want to see other people fail. I don't want to see people fail for me to grow. I'm just going to keep doing what I do, and their decisions will play out with how they make them. So, best wishes to them, but that is a tough hill to climb, going to a independent app that people don't already use and trying to get them to watch your stuff over there. It's a rough spot. Let me catch up on the chat, though. Let's catch up on the chat. They're in a rough spot. This is not me taking a shot at them, but we've seen bigger podcasts try to do something similar and it not pan out. So I just look at repeat patterns in history. A smaller YouTube channel that's only speaking on one city sports teams is going to be hard. That's what I'm saying. All right, let's catch up on the chat. Where we leave off at? Oh, shucks. They were at Streamer's Ball. Scatterboo was joking with him when he made the comment. Okay, got you. So it was more of a joking thing. I got you. Duty booty bud, not duty booty. Oh no, I knew our Jizzle was ready. I knew he was ready. Kicker Pat McAfee used to be a physical tackler. He was rare though. I think his broke comment had to do with the game they were playing, not sure personally. Okay, thank y'all for clearing that up. No, Shannon is FBA. I've heard Shannon personally say he was Nigerian, so but I'm not here to see that's a different conversation I'm not gonna get into. Hey, if I'm gonna take people at face value, if he say you're Nigerian, you have Nigerian background, I'm gonna take it at face value. I'm not gonna go any further than that. Change that seat pad. Consistent because of shock jock takes. Stop giving these platforms money. Bull needs to change his name. Maybe add frog, bullfrog, troll frog, or even bull pucky. Not bull pucky. I was waiting in the cut for you to start. You knew our Jizzle was ready. He was waiting. That part and those stink pants. Oh no. Was waiting. And so I don't know. He seems arrogant and disrespectful with the comment. I don't think it's a joke. I think it was a pun, which is another dumb take when Shador, I know, generated more money. They should get rid of Jay, Jason, and Bull. So I got to tell y'all something that I don't think many people notice about Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Jay is one of the people who helped create Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. I don't know if y'all know this. Jay Crawford is one of the people who helped launch the show. I don't know if he has ownership stake in the show or what, but he ain't going nowhere just because he was one of the ones that birthed the idea. Shador really boosted them last year, but they won't acknowledge that. They will not acknowledge that. Zedric, do you remember I said that I would be being disingenuous if I didn't acknowledge the fact that Shador being here has helped my views? I don't know how much you can make on YouTube, but I mainly watch gardening channels. I've seen a channel grow, get sponsors, start side business, hire employees. I've seen things they buy, they make money. Miss K, I am with you. I think they don't have ownership, so they're more so viewing it from an employee standpoint, not from an ownership standpoint. Ownership looks way different than employee, and I think that's kind of how they're trying to rationalize it. But we here, so let's talk about it. Micro influencers are influencers that have between like 5,000 and 10,000 subscribers. Micro influencers consistently make more than channels that are 10 and 20 times their size. And usually it's because the audience is more of a community, like they don't just feed anything to their audience. They don't just read all these different ads and stuff going on. So the opportunity is there to be a micro influencer, but you can't just make the decision straight based about the money. You could tell they know G. Bush is a star, driving all the attention. Their actions showcase envy. Ivy League Mac, you are exposing it. Laurie, what's going on? I know that rent still due. What's going on? Glad to have you here, part of the Repay gang. I moved too fast. Let me get back up here. Where we at? Hey, family. It'll be a cold day in hell before I download that app. I know a lot of people that feel that same way. A lot of people. People get 5 subs, get monetized, and think they're celebrities and have arrived. Yes. This is something you got to stay grounded. Just because people recognize you doesn't mean that you are making money. Yeah, it's not even going to be a fraction of the views and attention they got on YouTube. I agree. They need to create better shows. That show is bad most days. The producers choose what they talk about. They have only gotten bigger because of Shador Sanders fans. I agree. UCSS is not going to happen. Y'all could have capitalized, but y'all chose this side. For real. They picked the wrong side.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
He was saying that he has 98% when he did Ancestry, Shannon Roots from deep South Georgia. Yeah, like I said, whatever it is. I'm not gonna get too deep into FBA. I'm not gonna get into it. We gonna keep it moving. Thank you for the business info. I want to start a YouTube Kids channel. Just a suggestion. If you start it and you primarily target children with your YouTube channel, the monetization process and the way you're able to run ads and some of the functions are different. So definitely just look into some of the functions and the ads. I'll give you a quick example of that, Michelle. If you start a YouTube Kids channel, sometimes they limit YouTube being able to be read in the background. So on a cell phone, if you're watching a YouTube's Kids channel and you want to make it smaller and do something else on your phone, you got to choose. Use your phone or watch that YouTube Kids channel. So just look into the functions of it when making that decision, Michelle. But shout out to you. Good luck in your endeavors. I think everybody who has an interest in creating content should just try it. They really think they got where they've gotten on their own merit. Yeah, you gotta look at how you got there, who helped you get there, and you gotta use that more, not the opposite. I didn't feel like it was a joke. I feel like it was a put down and meant to embarrass. That's a bad move. Yeah, I'm just letting y'all know that we've seen bigger podcasts try to make this similar move. It didn't work out. Jay needs to stay in the background then because his input is not needed. Yeah. Hold on. They lost a lot of subscribers. Facts. Yeah. No way I'm downloading the app to watch UCSS. Matter of fact, let me unsubscribe if I am. Think a lot of people unsubscribe because of Jason. Yeah. Donnie from the Netherlands. What's going on? What up, D? What up, chat? I'm late, but I'm here. What's going on? Donnie, welcome in. By UCSS. If they acted right, they could have had interviews with Prime, Shador, and other people, but they so nasty to the players. Yeah. G. Bush is cooking over there. Yeah, shout out to G. Bush. McNuggets is no better than Jason, Jay, and Bull. He blocks us highs, Shador supporters when he doesn't like what they say. Yeah, that's that's crazy. G. Bush is more likely to be successful than UCSS. I agree with that. I stopped watching UCSS a long time ago, especially when they were disrespectful to Shador Sanders supporters. Yeah, they picked a side. Dr. Clyde Marshall, what's going on? Morning to the most effective and down-to-earth content creator. My opinion, I do not listen to G. Bush. You, on the other hand, react to all of your fans. Shout out to y'all. Yeah, I want it to be a conversation. So I think it's a different approach. So I think about when I moved out of Cleveland. When I turned 30, I moved out of Cleveland. I'm born and raised Cleveland, Ohio. I moved out of Cleveland when I turned 30. When I was not in Cleveland and I would watch Browns games, I felt like I wasn't part of anything watching the games when they weren't playing where I was. So I know that people have a feeling that, dang, I'm watching this and it's like I'm watching this by myself. So my approach is to interact with the chat because I know how it feels to just be looking at something and feel by yourself. So I think that's the difference. So it's just a different approach. Are we all have one Father who created us under one blood? We are one, but we have different spirits. Scriptures will never fail nor change. People come back. I agree with that. Did anybody watch the flag football game? What do you think about the NFL players joining the USA Olympic team? I think I watched some of the highlights of it. I think it's a different sport. I think the NFL players who are currently playing are athletic enough to do it, but it is definitely a different sport. It's a different sport that they have to learn. They will have to get better at. I saw this one dude sliding across the ground and getting in between people, and I was like, oh, this is something different. So they're athletes. I think it transfers, but I think they have to work at it. It's not something you can just jump into. I'm a teacher. My kids tell me I'm the Black Miss Rachel, but I do more teaching than she does. How did she get so big? People get the right people behind them. They get sponsors. They get just a community of people who want to, push them, and it happens. Remember, just like the initial video from Les Brown, the Chinese bamboo tree. You watered it for 5 years. You don't see anything for 5 years. It's very similar with anything you approach in life. You want it to take off after day one, it might take 5 years. It might take 2 years. It might take you changing lanes. So you just got to be in your purpose. Be in your purpose. Take your walk down your own journey and just be careful with comparing to other people because then that could kind of sow seeds of doubt if you don't grow or if you don't perform the same way they do. We really appreciate your approach. I appreciate you, Brent. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's just an explainer of why I take the approach I do. The NFL will have a flag football league. I see it coming. NFL players need to stay in their lane, and it's not for them. I'm telling y'all, the way they was moving, and I was like, oh, this is different. This is a different game. Like, I think they got some transferable skills, but it's different. It's different. All right, let's keep it going. What I got up next on the docket for y'all? What I got up next? Oh, shucks. Was it Maurice that asked me about this? I think Maurice asked me about this. He asked me to just recap how I felt when the Browns first signed Todd Monken. So let's do it. This is me reacting live to Todd Monken. Let me hit the chat first. Yes, y'all made my 2025 football season lit. I was going solo to the places and watches games to be around people, but the OTR family changed it for me. Key Mathis, I've been in your shoes. When I lived in Florida, just think, I'm in South Florida as a Browns fan. They watching the Patriots and they watching the Dolphins all day, every day, the Jets. And I'm up here watching the Browns games. And I'm just out there by myself. So I think about those feelings when like I do watch parties and stuff like that. I was born and raised in Cleveland, but now I live in Cali, so my experience is similar. Thank you for your interaction. No problem. Thank you for being here, Michelle. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. This was my reaction to when we got Todd Monken. Here we go. Hey, good thing I got the haters to laugh at because I don't like this. Good thing I got the haters to laugh at. Let me get this up for y'all, and we're going to get this thing rocking. Oh, my goodness. I need this positivity from you, Cedric. I need this. All right, I'm going to pull it up in a second, y'all. I'm going to pull it up in a second. Oh, man, I don't like it. All good. Oh, Ivy League Mac. Okay, my bad. Deal was me to ask you to compare and contrast your reactions about Muckin then versus now. Okay, got you. I thought that was a great topic. So I was like, man, let me add this in. This is me. Before that, it was a lot of me just trying to comprehend what happened. I was reacting to it live. I was all over the place, y'all. Good. We'll catch you when you come back, Prentice Premier.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
Shout out to Cedric. You've been holding it down for a while. I appreciate you. You signed up for the Patreon early. I appreciate you. You've been a big time supporter ever since, I think, right after the preseason game versus Carolina Panthers. So shout out to you. I appreciate you. People should look at this as motivation for Shador to get through his work over the next few months. It's a precursor for what's soon to come. I agree with that. Shador's gonna have a big year. CU's gonna have a big year. I'm excited for it. Man, oh man. Cedric, I need that positivity. Man, I need that positivity right now. I got to refocus. Let me pull it up. I got it right here for y'all. We definitely gonna need our motivation today, y'all. We gonna need our motivation. We gonna need our good stories. We gonna need it today. Also, good morning, Wet 11s. Good morning, Wet 11s. All right, right here, y'all. Breaking news. Cleveland Browns hire Todd Monken as the new head coach. Tessa, what's going on?
Well.
All right. Todd Monken, he had good offenses the last 2 years. Y'all see my energy. Y'all see how I'm moving. Y'all see what's going on. I was going through it, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all what I did. It wasn't the coach I expected him to hire was one, so it was a shock. The second thing was I did something that I have highlighted the Cleveland media and national media for doing. I went right to the negatives, y'all. I didn't find nothing positive about the situation. I didn't find anything good about it. I went right to the negative. That's the first thing I did. Went right to the negative. I didn't even play for y'all. It's like, it's about probably 2 minutes straight where I'm just like, what is happening? I just kept saying it. I kept saying, what is happening? What is going on? What is this? Like, I went right to the negative. Now, to bring y'all up to speed, I started looking into Todd Monken. I started listening to his own words. I started going through his journey. and hearing more about him. And if you notice, it took me, I can't remember what day of the week this was, but it took me probably 2 streams. It was about 2, it took me 2 streams to really start to see the value of Todd Monken. Now, it threw me off. I ain't even gonna lie. It threw me off in the stream. In the stream, I was thrown off. I went right to the negative. But about 2 streams, as I really started looking into Todd Monken more, I really started to see the value. And I was like, okay, this is something we can work with. But your boy, man, I was a Cleveland microphone that day. I was a Cleveland microphone, y'all. I was amplifying stories that I heard from other people without doing any research on my own. I was a microphone that day. I was a microphone that day. And I could tell y'all what it is. So I was a microphone. So it took me some time. So Ivy League Mac, shout out to you for asking me to pull this back up, because the way I feel about Todd Monken today, that's my head coach right there, y'all. That's my head coach. I like what he's building. I like his vision. I like his understanding. I like that he's making things clear for the players. I like it. And I've been so positive since, as I really got to looking at him. So shout out to Ivy League Mac. Shout out to Ivy League Mac, because I thought this was really good. So I just had to show y'all. Let me catch up on the chat. Where did I leave off? I think I left off. Man, the Streamlabs bot, what you doing? Streamlabs bot is tripping. My bad, Michelle. Rajon Rondo is apparently the top flag football QB in the nation. It's a different game for sure. Rajon Rondo? I didn't know if that was real or not. I didn't really look into it, but I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised by that. He's an athlete, but I'm telling you, it's a different sport. You were mad that day, D. Detroit Gemini, I was going through it. Detroit Gemini was trying to talk me off the ledge. Y'all was trying to talk me off the ledge. I was not going for it, y'all. Your boy was out there. I was a microphone that day. I was a microphone. My bot got you, Michelle, but let's read your comment. I don't know why. All you said was good advice. My bot is tripping. I still believe that there are so many similarities between Colorado and Cleveland right now. I agree, Zedric. I agree. Also, y'all put some respect on Zedric's name, because he had this energy before it was popular to have this energy.
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
He had this energy in this take before it was the popular take. So put some respect on Zedric's name. In a moment, Latika, your boy I was all over the place. You look a little puzzled. Man, let me tell y'all, man. It was like I was in the year 2026 and I had to find a computer to print out some directions on MapQuest, y'all. I was all over the place. I like Todd Monken from the beginning because I wanted him as OC. The 6 OCs that Shedeur had in college hampered his development. It could kind of slow you down. You can have a slow start to a season when you kind of keep changing offensive systems and offensive philosophies. I went negative to Brent. Yeah, I went straight negative. Acting like Jason Lloyd. I was. I'm telling you, it was, you know what it was? I think I saw the chat that said it was defending me. It was, because what you do is, in the moment, you're shocked and you just go through the whole history of everything that's happened as a Cleveland Browns fan. And that's what I was doing. So instead of me finding any positive, I went straight negative. And if you notice, even when I speak now, I make sure I try to separate what has happened before Todd Monken was hired and what happens after, because it's not fair to put what happened last year on Todd Monken. D, that was a good stream. We went through there. Emotions, raw reactions. Look at us now. Oh my goodness. Black Pearl for real. we all went through it. It took you a good hour to get back right. Same for me though. Yeah, I was going through it right there live in front of y'all. D, that was a fan of you. I agree. D was not happy with the Monken hire. I was not a microphone. D, yeah, I was like the Cleveland microphones that day. Todd Monken starring as Shedeur Sanders, Off the Record starring as Jason Lloyd. Oh no. All right, Jizzle. Hey, you know what? For that day, it was fitting. You changed to positively quickly though, which is impressive. I just had to take the emotion out of it and look at it. They saying that Todd Monken is here for a year. I see Prime leaving Colorado after next season. When that happened to Dom, I think it took a lot out of him, especially with his own health scare last year. Yeah, just a lot health-wise that Coach Prime has been through. It's easy to go negative being a longtime fan of the Factory of Sadness. Brent, for real. For real. It is that. It is very hard. You got to shake it off. You have to shake it off. Cia Anderson, what is going on?
This is a foolishness. Foolishness.
You don't know what you're doing.
Oh my God. Wow. I got money.
What is going on, Cia Anderson? Glad to have you here. Hey, D, you remind me of that cigarette commercial. You come a long way, baby, to get where you got to today. That was funny. But here we are. Bravo, D. I appreciate you. I'm telling y'all, I was going through it in real time. It was moments. Let me do something. I always reference this, so let me find it for y'all real quick. Let me find it for y'all. I was going through it. I always reference this, and at moments, I caught myself looking like this, trying to get through it. I was trying to get through it, y'all. Let's see. Let me go here. Let's take this down. This was me, y'all. Your boy was going through it. I had the bitter beer face at moments. I was looking like I could cry. I was going through it. If you ever wanted to know if my reactions are real that you see, all you got to do is go back to that stream because it was real. You saw it all right there. You saw all of it. You corrected your wrongs, D. Yeah, Casey, oh my goodness. I had to get right. It's all good, D. At least you spun the block and did the work. Yes. I had to. When the Ravens and the Eagles tried to draft Shedeur, that told me everything I needed to know. They really understood what Shedeur could do. I agree. Good morning, Cia Anderson. Rondo was a great high school QB as well as Allen Iverson. Yes, they were beasts. But look at the transferable skills is like quick, twitchy. So it's something else. This is where you're growing up as a Browns fan caught up to you. Ivy League Mac, for real. I'm telling you, I went to I thought about every bad situation that happened. Every one of them. Every one of them. This was me, y'all. Bitter beer face. Ty got some years in him. If he can't get 6, Ty for sure can get more than 1 year, especially if they make the playoffs. For real. I was going to react to Daryl saying that. Then I looked at it and I was like, we don't really need to show that additional negativity because we know what lens he's viewing it through. He's viewing it through the lens of somebody who has been hurt previously as a fan and can't look at things for what they are right now. So I just moved past it and I ain't even going to show it. Oh man, D, you was looking like you was at a fight. Oh, you talking about when I did that other stream, just looking confused during the Jake Paul fight. LeBron wanted to play football too. Yes, LeBron was good in high school. Yeah, D, you did the same thing yesterday about the Browns being the Browns. Yes, it's one of those things where I try to catch myself. I make an effort to try to catch myself to just not let the fan overtake me. Asante, what's going on, man? How you feeling? What we got next? I think we're going here. All right, we're going to get to this mock draft that CBS did on the Browns. I don't know what they got going on. D, everyone get caught scratching their butt in public. It's okay, bro. For real. I just got caught in public, man. I got caught in public and said I got to move forward. Google PVU versus Alabama A&M. They will play at Wrigley Field during the first or second week of May 2026. The game sold out. Wrigley Field is home of Chicago Cubs. Maybe you could do your show here. Man, the invite to Chicago in May? Oh, that's short notice. That is short notice. Y'all know I got smart with my notes. Now I just snap pictures because I could get to it faster. Let me just get that so I don't lose it. There we go. I'll look into a clock. Let's keep it moving. I want to switch to this angle. I ain't been on this angle today yet. Let's switch this up a little bit. All right, this is CBS. Did you see what the Browns did for Shador? I did see it. The Browns put out that video on YouTube first. I saw it on YouTube. Then it made its way to IG. Then they pushed it out on X. So the Browns are showing what it is. This is CBS, and sometimes I wonder if people just view the Browns through a negative lens. They're going to do a mock draft. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play his reason for what he's going to do at 6, and then I'm just going to skip forward and show you the guys that he picks. And you can kind of see that I don't think people want the Browns to be good. That's kind of the only thing that makes sense to me, because none of it makes sense. He used to be a former GM in the NFL. The guy on the left at the bottom of the screen. So let's listen to what he would do at 6 if he was the Browns GM.
Man, in a perfect world, I'd love to have. I would take the receiver at 6, knowing that there's going to be a corner available to me. I mean a tackle available to me. But Ruben Bain, I think, is going to be a much better football player than Alex Wright. No offense to Alex Wright, but I think he gives you more juice, more versatility up front. Because at some point, I mean, they're going to take Malik Collins off the field, and then can Ruben rush inside? And, when we talked to him, he liked being able to rush inside some and just being able to move all over the place. So won't be a popular pick for the Cleveland Browns here, but I'd go with Ruben Bain Jr. right here at 6.
Now, let's talk about this real quick. So the only way you could justify taking a defensive player at number 6 if you're the Browns, considering where their offense is if you believe this is a generational talent. This is going to be the can't-miss player in the draft. The example I would give you is Myles Garrett coming out the same year as Pat Mahomes. That's the example I would give you. If that is not what you're getting, you're doing this for positional reasons, as if they didn't just sign Alex Wright to an extension. They don't have Isaiah McGuire. They didn't just add to their defensive line with Kalia Davis. I don't know if he even looked at the roster before he said this. I really don't know, y'all. So he would take Ruben Bain there. Now, I'm just going to skip forward. And then this is what he would do a couple other picks. And this is supposed to be the perfect way to build the Browns. The perfect way. I'm like, huh? We're not going to sit through this whole thing. I'm just going to skip forward. And I'm just going to read the picks off to you. Okay. Ruben Bain, Caden Proctor at 24, Casey Concepcion, Elijah Surratt, and a guard from Notre Dame. I can't really see his last name. This does not make sense to me, y'all. This is not rebuilding the Browns. This is not the perfect mock draft for the Browns. This is one of those where I know that he has a relationship with Ruben Bain. He went to speak to Ruben Bain, and you probably wouldn't get this from this video, but I've watched them at different times, and I was like, it's kind of no point in really showing them. But I'm just showing you how relationships can change how people will claim to build out a team in the best way. This is not the best way to build the Browns. even in this clip, he's going to talk about how Caden Proctor, he has question marks about him. And the guy is going to say, well, you can take another left tackle. And he's like, no, I'll take Caden Proctor. And I'm like, okay, at this point, I don't think they want the Browns to be good. I don't think they do. I don't think they do. Just don't make no sense at all. Let me catch up on the chat. I don't think Coach Prime is retiring anytime soon. He is still relatively young, and coaching keeps him young. He loves it, so it's different. He's not going anywhere. Yeah, I don't really see Coach Prime going anywhere quickly. You were ahead of the game with the Browns video about Shador. Shout out to you, Detroit Gemini. Detroit Gemini shared that video with me on TikTok, and then also Latika shared that video. I believe it was Latika. It was Latika or Black Pearl. They shared that video on Patreon. So I played it on the stream, but shout out to y'all because y'all got to it quick. CBS. Yeah, this don't make no sense. Former GM doing former GM things. Nothing to see here. Zedric, you summed that up well. And I was like, man, people are going to put respect on his name because he's a GM, but look at what he's trying to do. Prime is where he wants to be, and the NFL isn't it. CU got a chance to shine this year after a quick reboot. I think CU is going to be a lot better this year. This probably what got him fired previously. Yeah, I don't know what got him, but this right here ain't it. I think the Browns have the Horn effect. They have been bad so long, people don't think they could be better. They will have to show and prove at this point. I agree. I even catch myself when I'm just going back to the history and not what's happening right now. The moves this all season are looking good. I agree. Just like Colorado in 2024, they didn't think they would be good either. To your point, D, if he's that good, he should go earlier. I agree. The Sanders are at their best when you doubt them, in my opinion. When you start saying what they can't do, you awaken something in them. They get the last laugh. I'll tell y'all something about me. I am wired that same way, y'all. The exact same way Zedric just explained. I've been like that since I was a little kid. That's where my drive comes from. Some of my stubbornness. Just people saying, you can't do this. You can't do this. Or people speaking failures on you. And that is something, I've been like that since I was a little kid. You telling me I can't do this? Don't worry. I'll work until I get to the point where I can do it. I'm not always going to come back and tell you I did it. But for me, it's just one of those things. Like Michael Jordan said, I take it personal. I take it personal. And so that's just one of them things. They act like they don't want them to be good just by how they want to acknowledge the moves or making to get better this season. I agree. I can't listen to nobody who says the Browns aren't drafting wide receiver at 6. Yeah, I just can't see it. I can't see it. Trust me, 50,000 of us at Wrigley, both bands will perform. Also, Michael Vick and Norfolk State plays Chicago State on 9/26/26. CSU's first year in playing football. Big things happen in Chicago. Big things happen in Chicago, I see. Big things. Let's keep it moving forward. I just want to show you all that. People want a Brown story. So even if it's not a Shador story, they know that the driving force for NFL coverage goes through Shador, and they want to attach themselves or align themselves with that, so they want a Brown story. Even if whatever they do and talk about the Browns makes no sense at all. I can see it. I would be more open to listen to what he said if he said they would probably trade back versus taking Ruben Bain at 6. It's not a world where you can convince me that the Browns should take Ruben Bain. It wouldn't surprise me if both Colorado and CU make the playoffs this year. They're hungry. Hey, I'm picking up what you're putting down, Zedric, and that's how I'm viewing it as well. Trade down with no reason behind it is just a talking point. I would trade down if it was the Cowboys and I was trading down to 12. If I was trading down to 12, it was the Cowboys, and I could pick up an additional first next year, I would do it. Now, I would more so hear that out, him explaining his reasons why trading down versus taking Ruben Bain. I can't listen to you tell me to take Ruben Bain at 6. I can't listen to that. I can't. I cannot listen to that. I can't listen to it. How we looking? We kind of looking, checking out the time. Let's do this.
Perspective. How did this whole process go when you?
So one of the things that I've been making sure to do is I've been highlighting some of the interviews that the Browns have been putting out, just so even though everything is swirling around, everything is happening, we also look at the new faces and listen to them and hear in their words how and why they ended up with the Browns. So we got Elgton Jenkins and we got Kalia Davis. The Browns have been doing a lot better job this offseason with their coverage and what they're putting out on social media. It makes zero sense to draft a defensive player at 6 when you know your issues are on offense. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Maurice, I'm there with you. If I'm getting multiple first, yes, Ruben Bain will have to wait. For real. Not you can't talk to me in a Ruben Bain at 6. You can't do that. Not at all.
You were the free agent, and what led you to be coming here with the Cleveland Browns?
Yeah, talking to AB and his future and how he see, the organization ran, and then just looking at the roster, we got a lot of young guys that's explosive and they can play a lot of good football. So just me coming in as a veteran, just helping out as much as I can. Like I said, revamp the O-line. How I play football, I think the O-line is the enforcer. So if we go out there and do our job, when we go out there and do our job, I think the sky's the limit for us.
So this
is it's some subtle things that I really like about the players that the Browns are bringing in. If y'all notice, I'm really focusing on mindset. I hope y'all are hearing it when I'm talking about the coaches. I'm talking about mindset, players. I'm talking about mindset. A couple things he said right there. First of them is he wants to be part of turning the Browns offensive line around. Also, he looks at the offensive line as the enforcers, being physical and aggressive. Another thing, he caught himself. He said, when we go out there and do it. That's a mindset, y'all. His mind would not even let him leave it up to chance. That's the mindset I want. That's the mindset I want in Cleveland. That's the mindset of a player who I can get behind, a player I can believe in. I hope y'all heard that. Let me go back slightly. I want y'all to hear this response. Also, if you listen to people who were trying to say Quinshon Judkins really wasn't that good last year, all these offensive linemen are speaking on Quinshon Judkins being one of the reasons why they wanted to be here. Quinshon Judkins is one of the reasons they want to be here. Do y'all remember when Zion Johnson went up and dapped up Quinshon in the weight room and Quinshon was looking? Quinshon kind of looked surprised that they were acknowledging him. They were going to him like, these are vets. I see you. Hey, we came here for you. We gonna get to work. We gonna do this thing. It's a mindset, y'all. Let me run this back just a little bit so y'all can hear it.
As much as I can. Like I say, revamp the O-line. How I play football, I think the O-line is the enforcer. So if we go out there and do our job, when we go out there and do our job, I think the sky's the limit for us.
So this is going to
when we go out there and do our job. Y'all hear that? Hey, it's a mindset, y'all. It's a mindset. This is why I'm excited. You can't keep trading out of top tier talent and think you can compete for a championship. Jizzle, I'm with you. I'm with you right there. Call him Big Country. Yeah, Big Country. Big Country. I like his mindset. I like the way he's speaking. You can't buy your way out of it either, like the Watson deal. I'm rewatching the games. The line was getting punked regularly. It's attitude. Zedric, anytime I do a breakdown and I'm looking at the Browns stuff, y'all hear it if you're on Patreon. When I'm doing breakdowns and it's something with the Browns tape, I'm always highlighting, man, that guy got thrown down. Man, he don't know what he's doing. I'm highlighting that a lot because it's glaring. It's taking over the play how bad sometimes they're getting beat. I feel like as soon as the Browns fire Stink Nasty, they started moving different, especially with what they put out about the players on their social media platforms. They have been doing a really good job of making sure you understand who we are and what we're about, making it very clear. They needed new voices in these rooms to empower. That's why Bentonio doesn't need to come back. Yeah, Bentonio, Hey, man, appreciate what you did for us previously, but, best wishes. Keep it moving. Seeing the Browns video yesterday made me so angry. That should have dropped. That Shador dropped to the 5th round, considering the fact that he broke so many records, especially the passing record, in only 2 years. I think where I'm at now with it, Shador's dropping the draft. It happened. He's where he wants to be, and nobody said it would be easy, and he didn't run from the challenge. So this can only build him up as a person and build him up as a man. So I don't have anger towards the Browns. Let me say this right. I don't have anger towards his situation of him dropping in the draft. I know that he's better than a lot of people that went before him, players at different positions, and he's in a situation where people believe in him. So even though it seemed like it was the worst case scenario, it's turning into the best case scenario. Punk didn't get in their lunch money taken, for real. They was getting tossed with one hand. They was getting thrown around. You would think they were all facing Debo from Friday, for real. The Browns is no longer a place to come and get free money. You have to earn your money now. I agree with that. You got to put in the work. I don't want this to go too long. Definitely go check out this full interview with Elgton Jenkins. Now let's get to.
What did you learn coming out of that?
Let's get to Kalia Davis. He is a attacking style defensive tackle. He's going to talk about it, and it's funny because the Browns even named this. Kalia Davis is prepared to attack. So I like it. Let's get it.
Season that you're going to be able to bring here to Cleveland.
Just being put in a leadership role last year. I ended up being able to bring some young guys along with CJ and Alfred. So they was putting me in basically my first veteran role. So, just happy to bring some experience here.
2 years ago, you had an interception as I was going through all your career stats. How did you get the big man interception?
Just, a match in the hand when I see it was Mahomes. Yeah, seeing him throw the ball.
That's pretty good. So you got one career interception, Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, yeah. I still got that ball. But
I bet you do. So did you bat it up in the air and catch it, or did you just snag it?
Yeah, batted it up in the air, caught it,
Your teammates were pretty pumped for that one, I'd imagine.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So walk us through kind of your first time as a free agent, kind of coming through this process. What was the fit for you? What made you want to come here and be a Cleveland Brown?
I mean, when my agent was telling me Cleveland was, knocking, I basically said we got to get that done because, this is a style of defense I've been playing in since I've been playing D-line. Last year when we would play a team, I cut on the iPad and see if Cleveland played them, because I wanted to watch that game. So most definitely a perfect fit for me and can't wait to be out there.
And you obviously.
Are y'all listening to this? No coaches want to take this job. They don't want to be here. Nightbot, where you come from? My bad, Detroit Gemini. I don't know where that Nightbot came from. I got two bots. The Nightbot is a bot that I'm working on other stuff with. My bad, Detroit Gemini. He wanted to be here. He wants to play in this style of defense. He was even watching how the Browns played when he wasn't on the Browns, y'all. And they wanted to tell us no coach wanted to come here, no players wanted to come here. Well, just like Maury would say, the lie detector test determined that was a lie because they want to be here. They want to be here. So they got to come correct. Marie, I saw you sneak in. What's going on?
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
What is going on? What's going on, Marie? Welcome in. Nightbot with the shenanigans again. Shenanigans. I don't know what the Nightbot got going on. To me, Shador's drop was necessary. Yeah, it just put something inside of him that nobody could take away, which is that experience. Groot is in fantasy land. It's okay. Reality will set in. You will accept Shador as QB1. This video is confirmation that him dropping was some BS and Cleveland got first-round talent at a discount. With a good season on a fifth-round contract, Shador will get to the bag faster. He will. He will. Let's see. Nightbot, would you? Nightbot is tripping. I can't adjust the Nightbot during the stream, but I'll adjust it after the stream. I guess I left one of its permissions on, but I got to take that permission away. I got to take that away. Yeah, the bot got her for nothing. Shador's QB1. You haven't been paying attention. Yeah, he's easily QB1. It was part of the journey of Latika, the path he had to walk to the beginning of greatness. I agree with that. Agreed, it worked out just the way it should have. He's in the perfect place. Now he has to take full advantage of it. I agree. When Shador hit, Andrew Berry is going to go down as one of the greatest GMs watch. Yeah, and then they won't attach him to Kevin Stefanski anymore. I would love to see Watson get traded. Until then, it's QB2. Yeah, Watson's depth. I think Watson closer to QB3. You look at the Browns' depth chart right now. They got Watson at 3. Flashback to me. I watched the LA Rams versus Seattle. I see why Shador had issues against the Rams during preseason if Matthew Stafford could run. For real. Great defense. I mean, we saw it play out. It's just a great defensive system. The Nightbot is at it again. He has one permission. Like, I don't know why. I got to turn off that permission after the stream. Nightbot coming through like a thief in the night. For real. Just popping up out of nowhere. Yes, God is using Shador to teach a lot of people. He is bigger now because of his draft fall. I agree. As far as I'm concerned, he got the GM of the year with last year's draft class by getting Shador in the 5th round. Only if more than would learn from grace and grind instead of yapping about sabotaging other nonsense. D, do you think Shiloh will continue his football dreams? I think he has the potential if somebody gives him a shot. I just don't know if that's what he wants to pursue. Yeah, put that Nightbot on furlough, for real. I believe the Cleveland Browns are still strategizing for Manning. Who? Ecot, who is talking about tanking today? Who is talking about tanking today? Because everything the Browns is putting out, they are not talking about tanking. Yeah, if you were talking about the Cleveland microphones, talking about the Browns tanking, they don't know what they're talking about. You were speaking facts because look at how God moves chess pieces, hint the horse head to get him what Todd Monken is known for developing quarterbacks. He is. Yeah, I would say who is saying it. If you're talking about the Cleveland microphones, they don't know what they're talking about. All right, let's keep it moving. I find this very funny. We made it. We are here. Main event, y'all.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Cleveland media 92.3 The Fan. Yeah, they don't matter that much. They just need something to talk about. They don't have a full understanding of football, so they can do what they do. Nightbot said his rent due next week. He needs to work for real. If you're Cleveland, do you take the chance of him getting injured again? I wouldn't. Deshaun Watson, even that, I think his body is broken down. All right, man. E-Shot. All right, look. You got to watch the tone, man. You got to watch the tone, man. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to have a conversation. But just watch the tone, man. Watch the tone. Or lady, just watch the tone. We're going to get to it though. 92.3 The Fan. They don't have no credibility over here. So they don't have no credibility over here. Let's keep it moving. I find this funny, y'all. So now that Jarvis Landry is speaking, now look at how the tone is changing about Kevin Stefanski. It's changing. Let's play it.
Shots at Stefanski, saying the only thing he has going for him is the two-time the 2 Coach of the Year awards.
Which, by the way, is pretty tough to do. Getting 2 Coach of the Year awards, that's
yeah.
It's a
Listen,
high mark.
How does this make you, just as a Browns fan, hearing all of this chatter, like, just how does this make you feel? So I'll let you answer your own question first here.
I mean, I feel like I was sort of duped. I mean, it's probably the best way of putting it, because I was behind Kevin Stefanski thinking that, like the things that went on behind the scenes at the Browns, it wasn't him. It was Baker Mayfield. We heard, all of the players, like not all of the players, but some of the players and Stefanski weren't vibing with Baker. So we got to move off him. We got to find a guy that is.
Man, oh man, why? The people who feel away are the people who believe Kevin Stefanski had nothing to do with the failures of the Browns. They thought everything was happening around Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski had no control. They thought that it's just the Browns forcing him to do what he was doing. That's what they thought. They were duped. They listened to the media. They propped up the Coach of the Year awards. I did this a long time ago, but this is my retort to every person who brings up these Coach of the Year awards. I want you to look at the list of coaches who have won a Super Bowl but have never won a Coach of the Year and tell me which one Kevin Stefanski is better than because he has 2 Coach of the Year awards. That's what I would say about the Coach of the Year. That's what I would say about the Coach of the Year. The Coach of the Year don't matter. It don't matter. If coaches can win a Super Bowl and they don't have a Coach of the Year, then what are we doing? What are we doing? So the only people who feel fooled by this, or the people who just blindly believe in Kevin Stefanski, they got the flashlights shining. The truth. Everything is coming to the light out the dark, and the truth is being exposed. And they got the flashlights on Kevin Stefanski right now. Kevin Stefanski, his safest bet is just not bring it up. Just not bring it up. That's his safest bet. Safest bet. I guess the Browns forced Kevin to smile and laugh on the sideline when Shador got sacked too. For real. I guess they forced him to tell people that Shador couldn't read a playbook, couldn't get guys lined up at the line of scrimmage, couldn't get guys out of a huddle. I guess they forced him to say that too. I guess. Come on, man. Let's keep it moving. We talked a lot about Echo earlier. We're going to talk about Echo now. We're going to talk about Echo. We're here.
Late tonight, baby.
So the funny thing to me about this is this started out about Echo. And instead of it being about Echo, I think the person that came out the worst out of this is Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski came out of the situation worse, and he wasn't even talking. Let's get to it.
Let's get it.
Little Fournette here.
We're sending, you know what it is. I ain't got no introduction needed.
All right, listen. We got to get straight into this business right now.
Mm-hmm.
My apologies. Leonard Fournette, he going to speak his mind his way. So my apologies for the language early, just to let y'all know. I'm going to let y'all know early. Let me catch up on the chat, then we go get to them. Coach of the Year is a writer's award, meaningless. I agree with that. Oh, Key Mathis said I was about to abracadabra. Yeah, he had to go, man. Coming in too hot, too many chats, too much going on. Man, you got to relax. I'm going to get this money right so I can retire early. I guess the Browns, okay, I said that one. Andy Reid, Mike Tomlin is enough to make the Coach of the Year null and void. Once you really get the answer to that question, you realize they don't mean much. ATL about to find out. I know that's right. Do your part, and God will do the rest. They keep throwing up Coach of the Year for Kevin, but never mention Shador as a Pro Bowler. Say both of them. The coach of the year means nothing. It's only an award for the media. Those 11 wins twice meant something. Overall, Kevin Stefanski has a losing record as a coach. He's a loser coach. That's just that's just the facts. Those 2 11-win seasons, I'm a lifelong Browns fan. They were great as we were going through them. When it ran its course, and it was over. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. It ran its course. It's over. He is Atlanta's problem now. Sorry to the people in ATL. Don't forget they forced him not to mention Shador's name all through the season too, D. For real. They told him, hey, don't say Shador's name. A coach of the year who could never follow up his award-winning seasons with more winning seasons. Talk to him. Talk to him. The 2 coach of the years were never sustainable, and remember, that's Cleveland. So any accomplishment will be heightened because of their losing history. You got a point there, Maurice. Any 5-minute drive into the rosters and winning versus losing season sheds more light on it than yapping about a coach of the year. Be clear. I am group. Be clear. Because I know sometimes when people go into different YouTube channels, they think that people don't have the understanding of what's happening in Cleveland. Remember, I'm a lifelong Cleveland Browns fan. I watch this thing up close and personal. Tell me what roster he had that he shouldn't have won with. Because the offensive roster that he came into and the young defense that he had when he kept Joe Woods for 2 seasons too long, those were his decisions. I'm not somebody who started following the Browns last year. I've been following the Browns my whole life. Kevin Stefanski underperformed based on the talent he had there. Based on the talent he had there, he underperformed. Let's have a conversation if you want to have it. Are you going to highlight everything that happened during the time he was there that was a success? Or are you only going to highlight the things that make Kevin Stefanski look good and not highlight anything else? Are you going to highlight the fact that Baker threw the most touchdowns as a rookie? You going to highlight that? Are you going to highlight the fact that Myles Garrett just broke the sack record? Are you going to highlight the fact that Myles Garrett is a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year? Are you going to highlight the fact that Carson Schwarzenegger just won Defensive Rookie of the Year? Or do we only highlight the stuff that make Kevin Stefanski look good? And we can have a conversation. We can have a conversation. If you want to have a conversation, we can have it. I didn't just start covering the Browns a year ago like some other people did. I've been here. I've seen it. We can talk about it. We can talk about all of Kevin Stefanski's 6 years. We can go through all the times he mismanaged the clock last year. We can talk about how his teams were bottom of the league and how many penalties they said. So I am Groot. We can have the conversation. I think you don't want to have the conversation. I think you don't want to have it. I think you don't want to. I think you are playing like you want to have a true factual conversation. I don't think you want to have a true factual conversation. I don't think you do. I don't think you do. I don't think you do. The same way you brought up the coach of the years, you didn't bring up his overall record as a coach. You didn't bring up his failures as a coach. You also didn't even highlight the players who had extreme success under him. So we can have the conversation if you want to have it. I don't think you want to have it. I don't think you want to have it. I don't think you want to have a conversation, man. Let's keep it going. He doesn't want to have the conversation. Let's keep it going.
Mr. Emmanuel Echo. Since you see I messed up a lot of names, I didn't know his name. Obviously, you're nobody. In my world, I don't know your name either, bro.
Okay, look, man. I think it's funny. I want to highlight something with you. I am Groot. I think it's funny that I ask you questions directly and you act like you can't respond to them. So you don't want to have a conversation. You're cherry picking small things. The Wildcat worked more efficiently than I'm guessing you mean then the regular red zone offense. No. Just pull up the stats. Tell us. If you are attempting to make your argument, make your argument. Don't give us homework. If you're going to make your argument, and we'll make our arguments based on our arguments. You can't be out here trying to make a point and give somebody homework to go look up the points for you. It ain't gonna work, man. It ain't gonna work. I don't think you would have had a conversation. I think you were kind of neutral early on. I think now it seems like you're enjoying being seen. That's what I sense. Because I don't think you want to have a real conversation. I don't think you do. I don't think you do. Yeah, I don't think you want to have a real conversation. I don't think you do, man. I don't think you do. There we go. Chris Brown. Deuces, man. Deuces. It just saddens me because I was a witness when they used to always make it to the playoffs, wild card games. But since they've been on a losing path, everybody has forgotten those moments. I agree. I agree with that. I think Groot is Echo off the record D. Might be. The Bible, Zechariah 11:5. This fits the pro Kevin Stefanski followers. The scripture cites they find themselves not guilty. Great analogy about other coaches that have won Super Bowls. They don't really want to. They don't really want to have the conversation. That's what it is. This may not be the chat for you, my guy. You brought up Wildcats while D telling you facts. It's okay if you want the exit stage left. No problem. No problem. We're going to play his exit music. Kevin was an awful coach. His own players rated him the worst coach in the entire NFL. We talking about now, not 6 years ago. That horse head is actually a chess piece. It's a strong piece. It protects the king side to side, up and down, and diagonal. Its other name is the knight. Monken got one and Shador got one. I like it. Probably a guy from Cleveland media trying to change the narrative on his guy Kevin. It's okay, dude. Follow him to ATL. We good over here. Fight a no-win battle. If you can't develop a good red zone offense without getting gimmicky, what does that say? Plus, he said out of his own mouth, Reese created the Wildcat because they struggled in Pittsburgh game. For real. Are you sure you're in the right place? What are we talking about? I don't know what he talking about. I never seen Group before. He's a Kevin guy. Really don't care for Shador. That's it. Eventually it comes out. Not giving our regular gifts. He's special and a leader. I agree with that. Yeah, Group didn't want to have a conversation. If you notice, anytime I addressed anything that he said, he just acted as if I didn't say anything. So those are signs that people don't really want to have a conversation. They don't want to have a conversation. They just want to disrupt the flow, distract people, and those people get the deuces. Go create another username and another YouTube to try to come back. Let's get it.
Brother, why you come messing with the Fourth and South boys? Like what?
I don't know. He's trying to get it popping, huh?
Like, make this make sense, right?
I kind of feel like we could say that to Groot. Why you come messing with the Off the Record D chat? Make it make sense. Let's keep going. I ain't gonna joke on him no more.
You said, here's his quotes. Shador can be a franchise QB and give him the benefit of the doubt, but two-time Coach of the Year gets no credit. Coach Stefanski, he gets no credit. You know why? His record is 45 and 56. So you telling me that record he deserves two-time Coach of the Year? Maybe he got it because he was coaching the Cleveland Browns. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you feeling. That's how you feeling, huh?
He coached
his first year he came in.
Yeah.
We made some noise.
Yeah.
Obviously the years before we hadn't had no success at all. So, it was I do think it was fitting and well deserved. I think it was fitting and well deserved, right? especially after some of the seasons that had happened in Cleveland. But I still don't.
Listen. Listen, I'm trying to just keep my mind clear. Emmanuel Echo. Was he a starter?
No, he wasn't a starter at all.
They're about to go in on him. Oh, Casey says, I've seen Group before. He's a Kevin guy. Really doesn't care for Shador. Makes sense. It showed. What about the organization didn't want to spend money to have an outstanding team for the outstanding, dedicated fan base? Yeah, now that we have Jimmy Haslam, he don't mind spending the money, and they try to make that a negative. Should have known when we seen him save Shador's QB2 behind Deshaun. I didn't see the comment. I think I saw y'all responding to it, but what are we doing? It doesn't say much when a Coaches of the Year award is your only claim to fame, an award the media give for providing access and feeding them with a narrative. For real. Them don't want to misgender. D, avert your eyes. Anyone that's watching football for 20 years or more know that Cleveland has been the most terrible team in the NFL. No sustainability. Sorry, D. I could say that in the last 20 years, there's some teams that's just as bad as us. I would say you are correct. For me, I'm going to judge the people who are in charge now based off what they do, not based off what happened in the past. My thought process is they getting ready to play chess, a serious chess game. I am peaked to see how this season plays out. It's battle time. It is. When people talk about the Arch Madness stuff, I don't give it that much energy because I believe the Browns are going to win more games. They're not going to be in a quarterback play. The media might talk about it, but it doesn't matter. They're going to win more games. They're going to win more games than people expect. They're not going to be 1, 2, or 3 picking. So it's going to be what it is. So they can have those conversations. It don't really impact me that much. These are public conversations. Can you imagine what's said off camera? They probably going in even more on him off camera. If Watson becomes QB1, is going to start more heat. Just watch. I think physically. Now, I know everybody is not in the Patreon. When the Watson stuff really started to take off, in Patreon, we broke down Deshaun Watson's last game healthy that he played start to finish as a Cleveland Brown. And one thing I highlighted was his accuracy is not there throwing the ball outside the hash. It's not there. Throwing the ball deep, accuracy, not there. So when people just throw the Deshaun Watson name out there, I don't even really give it that much energy because to me, his body has broken down and I don't believe physically he could play to the level to outplay Shador. So if y'all notice some stuff, I kind of just brush it off. I don't really give it that much energy. The Deshaun Watson stuff, I don't really give it that much energy for that reason. Arch Manning, I don't really give it that much energy for those reasons because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that much. The Raiders have had less success. Jets have made the playoffs. Haven't made the playoffs since Rex Ryan, if I recall. Once you start going down that list, then you got to look at the Arizona Cardinals. It's some teams that is sneaking under the radar that have been bad for a very long time, and people just don't lump them in when they talk about the Cleveland Browns. They don't lump them in. They do not lump them in. So, it is what it is. Like, I don't take it personal when people just kind of knock the Browns. That's what the Browns have been. I don't take it personal. But if you're going to look at the Browns, look at everybody else. Look at everybody else. They're going to get on Emmanuel Acho stats. Let's go.
Oh, he was a bench player.
Yeah, 100%.
It says 33 tackles in your career. It says, he started 2 games.
In his career?
In his career. Out of every NFL analyst they have, he has the weakest resume.
I agree.
Like, what did you talk about? Like, and guess what? This is our last time even speaking about you on here, but I had to let you know, like, we not them. You just can't you say, Jarvis had a good career. Leonard was a dog. Jarvis was a dog. Leonard, yes, was a dog. Emmanuel was ass.
Period. I don't know, man. You know how it be when you give.
Hold up. College stats. I'm gonna take it even further back. College. He had 110 tackles, 55 solo tackles, 3 sacks, and he was a 6th-round pick. So listen, brother, what give you the kahunas to even mention us? You're not in the same lane as from us from high school, college, and NFL. I'm just being real. You remind me of what? I was thinking of the Boondocks character, Uncle Ruckus.
Oh my God.
He's Uncle Ruckus all over again.
Oh my God.
And how dare you? Listen, bro, I have a problem with you speaking down on Shador, right? That's big for me, bro. You have to just come correct. Just because you didn't amount to the things you wanted to, doesn't mean knock another man off his pedestal. Like, I wasn't raised like that. We not about to do that. And for you want to stick up for Coach Stefanski.
Now, Acho has got himself in a game that he cannot win. This is a little throwback game for y'all. Do y'all remember, or have y'all ever played Big Bank Take Little Bank? Has anybody ever played Big Bank Take Little Bank? People don't play this game no more, but it used to be something that we used to play, and it was Big Bank Take Little Bank. And if you never played this game, it's very simple. It's very simple. You just pull out whatever money you got in your pocket. Whoever has more takes the smaller bank. Acho is playing a game of Big Bank Take Little Bank, but he has the smaller bank. And in his desire to defend Kevin Stefanski, he tried to diminish their greatness. That opened the door. That opened the door for them to speak about Acho's career. That's what opened the door for that. And also, something else is key that Leonard Fournette said. This is their 3rd podcast. They said, we're not going to talk about you anymore. We're not going to talk about you anymore. That's the best way to handle Emmanuel Acho. There's no point in giving it energy. There's no point in going back and forth with it. I don't give him no energy. I only knew about this because y'all told me that they responded to them and he was trying to defend Stefanski. I still never saw Acho's response. I just went based on what their responses were because I don't need to see Acho's response. So just playing the game, he can't win. And when you put yourself in these positions, you get exposed. Now, when I brought up Acho's stats and I said he diminishes people's greatness, everybody said, well, what are your stats? And I said, I don't go diminishing greatness. Now, when they play Big Bank Take Little Bank and they snatch Acho's bank and he loses, are people going to have that same response to them? So Acho's playing a role. He's a character. He's a character. Let's catch up on the chat and we're going to keep it going. Where I leave off at? Did Belichick ever win Coach of the Year? I believe he won like 3 of them. He won a couple of them. I agree, broski. Validation points. That's true, but as a lifelong Cowboys fan, when we think about the worst teams in the NFL, it always has been the Browns, no matter what their record is. The new Cleveland coming up in 2026. For real. And that's why I said I can't argue with that because that's how people view the Browns. Raiders had a franchise QB and Derek Carr made the playoffs once. One winning season. Yeah, once you really look at it, some teams have been just as bad as the Browns. I respect how you don't give the nonsense energy. That's a great skill to have. Yeah, because you know what? Sometimes it just takes away from other stuff you could be working on. Sometimes it does call me and I respond to it, but for the most part, I try not to. My days is on fast forward. I can't respond to all of it. They've been the most public with theirs. Everyone else skated by. It's a new day, though. We on to winning ways. Yeah. Hashtag New Cleveland. Watson is probably like, I wish people will stop. I'm just trying to collect my check and sit on the sideline. For real, I'm just trying to get healthy and collect this check. Chess, the rock, the knight, the bishop, the king, and the queen, and the pawns. All parts are applied to Shador. For real. That's history, not present or future, but that is history. I agree with that. Not Zesty Acho. 6, Carnell Tate. Caleb Lomu, offensive tackle, Utah, 24. Not bad, Selma for it. He was saying, I don't want to get in. It's all 12. Watson gets paid $46 million to work out and keep his body in shape. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. You're supposed to be in top tier shape. $46 million to work out? He like Lil Daryl, leave me alone. Wow. Acho, really, your career wasn't great, so how could you? All for the name of defendant Kevin Stefanski. We may be looking elsewhere on Fano. They're talking him up in the top 10 combos. Man. Acho is sensationalism because that's all he has. He doesn't have a real football legacy. That's a fact. Acho and Tyvis want to be bulletproof vests for those folks. I don't know why. I think that's a bad position to be in. If y'all notice, even when I spoke on the stuff with Tyvis, I said, now that you've jumped in front of this stuff for Jason Lloyd, you're always going to be attached to Jason Lloyd. Is that a position you want to be in? Do you always want to be the person connected at the hip with Jason Lloyd? I don't. We may need to try and figure out who's the most versatile lineman at the top of the draft. True, because that's what the Browns are looking at. They're looking at guys being versatile. So probably one of the Utah guys is what I could think of. They played the most positions. Let's hear a little bit from Jarvis. We run a little long, but that's okay.
Here's his stats. Right. Let's see here, because I'm on your ass. Because you just don't know. In 2025, the Browns scored 16.4 points per game. That's ranking almost last in the NFL out of 32 teams. He was the 31st team. Is that player of the year coach material? Is you serious right now? And I'm gonna leave it up. There's so much I can go into, but he started Dylan Gabriel over Shador. I'm passing the mic.
That was a mic drop right there. He started Dylan Gabriel over Shador. It's no answer for that, y'all. It's no answer for that. It's no answer for that. It's no answer for it. We watched it play out. We got called all type of names for saying that Shador was better. We got called everything under the sun for saying Dylan Gabriel is just not that good. Not that good, y'all. Even though we were right, you know what they did? They never came back and said, man, y'all was right about that. They just called you a name and moved the goalpost to something else to try to call you a name for. Never said you was right in your assessment of Dylan Gabriel. I told y'all, when I watched Dylan Gabriel tape from college, the only thing I saw was highlights from everybody else. I saw everybody else shining. I saw the offensive line shining. I saw tight end shining. I saw Tez Johnson shining, skill players shining. It wasn't a highlight tape to me for Dylan Gabriel. And I remember somebody brought up, I can't remember the person, but somebody else brought up similar to when they watched Baker's highlight tape from college. It was basically a Mike Evans highlight tape. I can't remember the person who brought that up, but that's what it was. So let's go here. I think that's a mic drop once you get to the Dylan Gabriel situation. Oh, man. Shout out to Zedric, y'all. Shout out to Zedric. I got something else to show y'all. I have something else to show y'all. Shout out to Zedric. We're going to pause. We're going to pause this before we move forward. I got something to share for y'all. The Browns put this out at 10 a.m. I got something to show y'all. If the people don't see what the Browns are saying, if they're not picking up what the Browns are putting down, they're blind. Okay, here we go. That's how I want it. This is what Zedric just sent me. Shout out to Zedric. Zedric with the multitasking. So I want y'all to see something. 1 month till we're on the clock. Let's do this. They got Myles Garrett jersey when they drafted Myles. Joe Thomas. Denzel Ward. And what do you know? Shedeur Sanders, who they got in the 5th round. Are y'all picking up what the Browns are putting down? Welcome back, Felix. Are y'all picking up what the Browns are putting down? I just gotta ask y'all. To me, the Browns are making this clear. They're making this clear, y'all. I don't know if it could be more clear than this. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Am I reading too much into it? Or do the Browns consistently put out new things that say, this is our quarterback? Y'all tell me, am I tripping? Am I not seeing what I'm seeing? Am I making this up? This is on the Browns social media page on X. This is how the Browns feel about Shedeur. So anybody who's mad at it, take your problems up with the Cleveland Browns. Don't come call me a name. Don't come say that, oh, I'm just doing this and doing it. No. Your problem is with the Cleveland Browns. Your problem is not with me. Your problem is with the Cleveland Browns, is not with me. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. You said check the Browns IG post from today. Let me see. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Let's see. All right, let me copy this. All right, hopefully y'all see it. Shout out to Latika. Here we go. Browns put this out 2 hours ago. I just want y'all to just let me know if y'all know any of these people. Let me know. Do you recognize them? Do y'all recognize these people? I'm just asking a question. Y'all recognize any of these people? Y'all recognize any of them? I'm just going to ask the question. Just let me know that he's not a 5th round pick. For real. Perfect timing. You see it. Definitely hit that like button. D, how many games will the Browns play on national TV this year if the wins start right away? Oh, they definitely going to flex some games at the end of the year. I'm saying 4 to 5. I'm saying 4 to 5. Browns are saying stay on that side. For real. I'm hoping they do right by Shedeur. I still don't trust the Browns, so we shall see. I'm perfectly fine with you looking at it cautiously. It makes sense. But y'all see it. y'all see it.
Well.
Y'all see it.
Well.
They're acting dumb in the comment. Check out the Browns IG post. That's the one we got up right now. The art of fighting without fighting. We picking it up. Y'all see it. You know what it is. And there still will be people act illiterate to read the tea leaves. For real. It's very clear, y'all. You don't got to make this up. The Browns are saying this with their whole chest. So I guess this means that Deshaun Watson going to be QB1? No. The flex will be flexing this year, for real. ESPN Cleveland is even making fun by calling day 3 of the draft the Shedeur Day. Hey, they can do what they got to do to make content. We don't got to get to the Jarvis Landry thing. We can run it kind of long. I want to get to this Coach Prime interview. This Coach Prime interview was so good, y'all.
That's right. Can you, because that was one of the most powerful things.
Pause it. I didn't even read the first comment. Let me see. 1 month. Why does Shador get so much hype? You mad? You mad? Hey, you mad? Hey, you got to get over it. You got to get over it. Shador's going to be here, y'all. Y'all got to see what it is. Y'all got to see what it is. I think they're saying that they're going to move up and draft a QB. For real, Art Jizzle. That's how people taking it. Shador said on Shallow Stream that he is happy for this year. He knows he's QB1 already. For real. We don't care what the Cleveland media said. They are irrelevant at this point. Yeah, they so off base. So I saw this a while ago. I think it was Key Mathis who put this in the Patreon chat. Shout out to Key Mathis. I wanted to use part of it as motivation. Then I was like, this is too good to just use a clip of it. So we're going to react to some of the things that Coach Prime is going to say here. I thought this was a really, really, really good interview. If you haven't seen this, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but it is Shawn, Meaike. And this is his podcast. Let's go.
I've heard in a long time, purely because it's so unbelievably accurate. And then I see so many people in life figuring out where they're going, where are they at. Can you explain for our viewers what you were talking about in front of that crowd out there?
It's almost like, just say a football team, we got 10 players. We have and we got 2 guys that's doing right, living right, eating right, studying, preparing, gonna give you everything they got. Then we got 2 knuckleheads that can play, but they're doing wrong. The reason I say that can play, because that means they have influence. Because if you couldn't play, you wouldn't have influence. Right. So they can play, and they're doing wrong. So the fight ain't between those 2 and those 2, because these 2 know they're not those 2. But they're fighting for that 6 in the middle. And that 6 in the middle could make or break you, and you know that. So that's what you're looking at in a room. You got this section over here, there's go-getters, there's sellers, they gonna do their thing. You got this section over here, I don't know. They waiting on something to propel them, to push them, to motivate them, to get them to the next level. And you got those one in the middle just looking back and forth. It's like they're at a tennis match or they're at a ping pong table. And they looking back and forth.
Yeah, this is him, Arjizzle.
Everybody's not built to lead. Everybody's not built to lead, and we got to reconcile with that. We got to understand that God ordained some leaders, man. That's you.
Appreciate that.
That's you. That's why I'm here. Because of that. Because of your leadership, your understanding, your wisdom, how you act. Every day that ends with a why, not just Monday through Sunday. Every day that ends with a why, you're consistent. I've never seen you be inconsistent, like on YouTube, on during the social media, in person, anything. You're consistent with that. That's what we're going to get. That's who you are. And I respect the heck out of that.
I appreciate that. And I think, you talked about earlier, we were talking about business and how things are always changing, man.
Yeah.
Things are always changing.
I like how he broke it down where you got the leader, you got people who know they're good, and you got the people in the middle who need to be motivated and pushed and pulled. And one thing that's happening in Colorado and is happening in Cleveland is they are adding the necessary people with the right mindset to pull those people in the middle, to pull more out of guys who don't know they have more to give. CU has that. CU's coaching staff looks amazing this year, the right mindset. The Browns coaching staff, the players they're bringing in, the tone they're speaking with, they're both pulling them in the right spot. Pull them in the right spot. Yeah, Arjizzle, I think he has a better relationship with Shawn, the guy on the screen. So that's because even when they posted this in the Patreon, I was like, dang, why didn't he go there with Chris Carter? But Chris Carter was been on some trash. So much so that it ain't even worth even showing what Chris Carter be saying. But I think they have a good relationship, even if the relationship has soured with Chris Carter.
And we were yesterday. We run this event. And I'm come back, and when you have 200 and some odd people speaking, bro, you ain't got time to mess around with 10 seconds, 20 seconds. It all adds up, right? You know what I mean? It all adds up. Like I sit down in a football game sometimes, I'm like, there's plenty of time, like 48 seconds. I'm like, but it's not my world.
You're right.
But in your world, like y'all doing your thing.
That's right.
Here, I'm like, 48 seconds is a lot of seconds.
That's a lot of seconds.
Here. So I tell the guys out back, hey, man, y'all been with me 3 years. Somebody runs over their time, play the music off. Well, and I'm not saying play, I'm saying play them off.
See, we have so many similarities.
Yeah,
You have no idea.
Like off, bro. So I'm out back, and I see it, and I know the knuckleheads because he's one of the two.
Right.
He can play.
Right.
My man can play.
Yeah.
He knows he's careful when I'm around because he's careful.
He's careful.
But he knows he's trying to do his thing. So people listen because of his results, and I'm out back and I see it blinking red, which means he's over.
Mm-hmm.
So I take my behind as fast as I can out there, and I go to the guy, and he's 2 or 3 seconds. He plays the music, but it ain't loud.
It ain't loud.
And the kid keeps talking. So I said, what? I said, the guy, what button makes it? So I hit this button, and it goes as loud as it can get. I said, dude, let me explain something to you. I'm not asking you.
Right.
I'm telling you that. And do you know when I stopped? I said, you know why I'm so angry at him? And he said, no. And I said, because he thinks he's more important than everybody else out there.
Wow.
And they're the most important because they ain't got theirs yet. So his selfish behind put everybody behind him. I said, and why didn't you play it? He goes, well, the industry standard typically is we play them off. I said, bro, if I followed the industry standard, I'd be as small as everybody I compete with.
That's right.
We do billions a year. These fools can't do 100 million. I said, if there's a button on there that takes that saucer thing and drops that, if it's a male, drop that thing on his head. And I'm going to pray for him. I'm going to apologize to God. I'm going to pull out my Bible, and he'll deal with it when it's my day of reckoning. But that dude will be done doing wrong.
Right.
Like, you are somebody who's always, you had asked me, because I had said, talk about.
I like that story so much when he was saying the thing that got to him was it was a guy putting himself above everybody else. He was putting himself above everybody else. And he like, man, we got to get this dude. He got to stop. He has to stop. So I like that. I like that approach. Like when people put themselves above other things in sports, when people put themselves above the game or above the sport that they cover, that's when they start to fall off. That's when they start to fall off. Stephen A. Smith in the last 3 years has risen to a point where he believes he's bigger than the NBA. He's bigger than the star athlete. He's bigger than the NFL, and he's not. And now you watch him slowly fall off because he thought he was bigger than everything. I know that I'm part of your experience with sports, but the main thing is the sport. I understand that. That has to be something that you keep with you, because if you ever get to a point where you think you're bigger than the sport that you cover from the sidelines, just best believe the fall off is coming after that. It's coming right after that. Let me catch up on the chat. We're going to get to some more of this. I like this interview so much. They don't even post Watson like he isn't on the team, for real, him or Dylan. Those 29 and 30-year-old QBs will see the transition this year from them to Shedeur and the younger guys, future face of the league. Shedeur back to number 2. It's looking like that. I love how God is restoring what was lost and giving double for the trouble. The last will be first. God is showing us how he has the final say. What is for you, no man can stop. I like that. I like that, Marie. Romantic Prime, Romantic Bucky got their plans. Yeah, they out there smiling. They out there smiling ear to ear, excited, happy. Shout out to them for having what seems to be good relationships. That's good. The turnaround will be something to behold. They can't keep Shedeur's name out their mouths. They got to have a Shedeur story. It just makes Carter look even worse. It does. Taking back everything that was stolen, the rejected will be respected, for real. If CC is there, Coach Prime isn't. That's a fact. I'm already excited for the season to start. Me too. Chris Carter came clean about Shedeur later on. He switched up. Yeah, I saw the switch up happen. I was surprised by it. It's a good point in the situation with Chris Carter. When I saw him switch up and I saw him not show any grace towards Shedeur and just believe the stories, I was really close to doing a stream solely on Chris Carter and all of the things he had been through in his NFL career. And this was last year because at that point it was coming from every side. Shedeur was just, they was attacking him. And I was really close. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to do it. It'll over time, it'll be exposed who these people are and what they're about. And I just had to let it go because Chris Carter was shown so much grace due to what he'd been through in his life that to me, I thought he should be the last person to not show people grace. I've been shown a lot of grace in my life, y'all. So if you notice, I'm willing to show young people grace. Young people, I'm willing to show them grace. I was a young person and people showed me grace. So, but the Chris Carter thing, I had to just say, you know what? It'll happen. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, CC turned hate overnight just weird. Yeah, I don't know what it was. The more they talk about 12, God is preparing a bigger table for his enemies to see Shedeur wins. I think Shedeur wins too. Shedeur is probably spending close to 20 hours a week with the offensive staff going over scheme terminology to see what he likes and what he can improve on. And they are building it around what he likes too. I ain't trying to hear that from CC. He never should have said from the beginning. I'm telling y'all, Chris Carter was the one who I really was. I was about to go off, and I just said, I ain't going to do it. I ain't going to do it. Shedeur took a Pilates class yesterday with Gage and his trainer, Florida. Yeah, he most definitely is. All the wins the Browns had last year was by the rookies, for real. Look how he keeps Gage with him. He is loyal. Yeah, as soon as Boog puts them together, that contract distorted his sense of self. Millions ain't billions. Ooh, drop a bar right there. I love how Serena Williams checks Stephen A. Smith in his place. Pretty much stay in your lane, for real. I haven't seen him with Gage. I've seen him with the wide receiver from JSU. I can't remember his name. Loyalty is big for me. I agree with that. All right, let's get a little bit more.
About ego, and he said, give me your definition of ego. You're unapologetically who you are and giving the credit to who deserves the credit. That's what you're always doing. You talked about your year this year, and you said it. Man, any one of those things was brutal.
Catastrophic. Right.
Any one of those things.
Right.
How did this, but you are standing here, we were talking earlier, and they're like, yo, it's going to be a good year. I'm like, dude, I know it's going to be a good year.
Mm-hmm.
I know it is.
It's going to be a great year.
I know it is.
Yeah.
Dude, listen, I promise you, I know.
Yeah.
I'm a gambling man. I'm betting on you, right?
Thank you.
When you see so many other people, and we talk a lot about perspective, how do you talk to them and grab a hold, and you talked about down there with the now. How do you get people to understand? Because most of the people here watching us, they're in business. They're entrepreneurs. They're thinking about being an entrepreneur. They're watching one of the other two be an entrepreneur. They're checking them out. They're trying to figure it out. What is some advice for them on how to keep this thing moving always, no matter what?
Well, first of all, you can't stay still. I'm not a hunter. I don't claim to be. I shoot, but I don't have kill in me unless it's bothering my family. But I've understood where I live in the country, they shoot wild hogs.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really accurate when the hog is still. They're very inaccurate when the hog is moving.
Yeah.
So I learned, even with deer, I rarely have ever seen a deer get shot on the move.
Mm-hmm.
They get shot when they're still.
Mm-hmm.
So I understood from that analogy alone, baby, you got to keep it moving. The devil won't get a good shot at you.
Mm-hmm.
Usually when we have a pity party, we're still. When we start doubting, we're still. When we start hating and naysaying and ridiculing and placing blame other than on ourselves, we're still. When we start really feeling sorry for ourselves and assessing blame to someone else, we're still. We're not moving. Most of the people that's criticizing, condemning, or coming at you as a good as person as you are, they sitting there still.
100%.
While you steady moving. But see, the problem is you can't give attention to that foolishness because that foolishness giving them attention will cause you to be still. See, the thing about it, I ain't got time for foolishness. I really don't, because the schedule's busy, my life is busy, and I'm a doer, and I'm a mover, and a shaker, and I'm always going. Like every time I see you, you rarely still, unless you're doing a podcast, but you're moving. That's your personality to just go. I mean, you built like that because you're moving some. You're moving some weights, you move some, you're moving. You're not still. You didn't get to where you are with being still. You'll move them. And the enemy's job is to steal you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what happens, relationship steals you. Pain steals you. Inconsistency steals you. That idiot that you told to play, God bless me, I'm sorry. That person that you told to play the music, to play him off stage, still, when you told him to move. So that's the problem. When we allow people in our circle that are still and bring stillness to us when we are flowing water. Something's wrong with water when it stops moving, when it stops flowing, when it gets still, it gets stagnant. And it starts to bring erosion, you know, and this and that and this and that. But we got to do better than that, and we got to be leaders, man. That's what God called us to be.
Amen.
Yeah, so don't never let nobody steal us and knock us off the pedestal and the platform that we belong. We can't do that.
Yeah.
And we ain't got time for it.
Correct.
See, it was 2 lessons taught, not by the fool that went over the time, but by the one that didn't play the music. But you had to have that conversation
100%.
and look him eye to eye, because guess what? I guarantee you that never happened again.
I 100%
in his life, but you had to have that conversation. So now when God elevates him, he understands he's going to be playing that thing like Lionel Richie and Stevie Wonder.
Coach Prime with a word right there. Like, you just got to keep moving. You can't be still. Always looking to make sure you get better at what you're doing. That's one thing I do. And I learned that in business, because remember, YouTube is a business. You introduce change slowly. You don't just jump and do something different. So I saw this. I thought this was so good. There's one more part I want to show in this. And y'all see why I couldn't just use this for motivation, because usually motivation, I try to keep it like 2 to 3 minutes on the video clip. But this was just so good. Definitely go check it out. And if y'all want, I could drop the link in the chat. It's going to be another part. He's going to ask about... I think they're going to talk about Shador and how Shador is in a better place. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I think it might be here.
I love it.
Well, it's amazing. And you hit on something earlier that I hadn't heard.
I don't know if I'm able to find it, but basically he was talking about Shador having belief. Shador being somewhere where somebody believes in him. It was so good. I want to try to look this up real quick. I want to find it. I don't want to miss it. Let me find a spot real quick. I could just search it a different way. Because when people believe in you, it gives you a different level of energy to push, to go, to try things, to work harder. Belief is something different, man. All right, let's see. Let me find it. My bad about the pause. This ain't good podcasting. Man, I can't find it. But I know it's in there. Let me see. Let me check out the chapters. Because it was almost like they kind of said it in passing, like, oh, yeah, Shador got a new coach, and he has somebody who believes in him. Where is it? Okay, here. I think it might be here. Is it 13? Let's see if I can find it. I think it's here.
You looking over there like, all right.
But that's part of the, and I said to him this morning when I came up to him, I said, hey, man, you know that I believe in you, because I do, because this is a big deal for that company. This is a big event. I said, bro, I believe in you. The only reason you hit that button is you don't believe in you.
That's right.
You knew the right thing.
That's right.
You know, it's like I look at your, I watch you right now, and I know what I watch him from the outside. I don't know anything from the inside, but I look at like your boy Shador, right? And I'm so excited for him next year.
Yeah.
And I'm excited because it seems from me watching from the outside, the dude that's coming in believes in him.
Yeah.
And
that's how important is that?
It's everything. It's literally everything. Let's just take it. If I'm around you, as much as I believe in me, and I believe in where everything goes, all the glory, being around somebody that believes in me makes me believe in myself more.
That's it. I have probably 60, I don't know the number, new kids on the roster, because Porter, you flip roster during every year. You have some stability, but most of the time you're going in the portal. These guys got to see me. That's why I'm working out with them.
Y'all heard it. The Browns are putting out their belief in Shedeur. Coach Prime said that's all the difference. People having belief in you. People having belief in you is what could give you that extra oomph to go through a hard situation, come out on the other side better. People having that belief in you. The Browns are showing their belief in Shedeur in every way they can. Every way they can, they're showing their belief in Shedeur. Every way they can. Posting them. Why so many posts about Shedeur? Why the hype about Shedeur? They are showing their belief in Shedeur. And I'm not the only one who feels the positive energy from it. You think Shedeur don't feel better because this is the situation they're going into versus how things were last year? So I thought this was a really, really, really good interview. I had to show that. I couldn't really cut that short because it was too good. But I'm going to drop the link in the chat just in case y'all want to check this out. I thought this was a really good interview with Coach Prime. Really good interview right there. Really good interview. I thought Deion was going to go in a little more about Shedeur and the coach, and I was ready to hear it. He controlled himself. But because that was an opportunity where you could have easily said it's different than last year. You could have added any one of those things, but, you just being – Coach Prime is very aware of how things can be misconstrued and taken out of context with him. I'm telling y'all, it's a skill because he could have said something right there, and he didn't. There's other times when I showed y'all him taking a picture, I'm like, Coach Prime is aware. That is a trait that some people don't have. They'll just get out there and get to talking. So, shout out to Coach Prime. Raising my record to 12 games this year, 2 extra games going off belief in Shedeur. You see how they keep going up? He sounded excited for Shedeur. He does. This is why I'm excited for the Browns. It's a new mindset. It's a new energy. If you notice, the people who are the most upset about how things are going with the Browns and Shedeur, most of them happen to be in the Cleveland media, the Cleveland microphones, and it's because they're only used to the negativity. They do not understand the positive mindset. They don't understand it. They can't really get with it. That's why they go right back to the negative. I did that. I showed y'all. I went back to the negative. But I'm going forward with the positive and grading them based on what they do now, not based on what they did the last 40 years, because we don't grade anything else that way. As hard as it is, every once in a while, I might have a slip up and turn back into a fan and look at it, through my fan experience and my scars as a fan. But I try to limit it because this is new people, new direction, new energy, new mindset. It's a new Cleveland. So shout out to y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this stream. Another good one in the books. Let me catch up on these last chats, and then we're going to get this thing going so we can enjoy the rest of our day. Andrew Berry is basically telling the Cleveland media, we have to answer to you all. You will find out when you find out, for real. Salute, brother. Great content as usual. Shout out to you, Sonia. I appreciate you. Coach Prime is such an inspiration. Shedeur is his 2.0. I totally agree with that, Detroit Gemini. Facts, D. Andrew Berry and the CEO. Now you and your boss flew to Columbus to watch Arch Manning. He did not produce. He missed a lot of open receivers. Rex Ryan said Matt Patricia's defense was the cause. Yeah, I don't even – Arch is not going to be on the Browns. Got to get those timestamps, D. Yeah, I was searching for it because I like to go through and search the transcript for it, but I couldn't find it that way. Greatness begets greatness. What God has for Shedeur, no devil in hell or on earth can keep it from him. Period. Pamela, I like it. One thing Shedeur kept saying the week of the Titans game is belief and trust. They've listened to him. I agree. He sounded excited for Shedeur. He does. D, I will never forget seeing him throw to the equipment managers. My heart was so sad, but God. Yeah, it was very frustrating. It was frustrating during that time. Without saying a lot, I agree. They don't have to say a lot. Hey, D Bull wants some of that lemon pound cake from Afro Man. Shout out to Afro Man for winning his case. Coach Prime is allowing Shedeur to pave his own way. He is. Harbaugh is a master at showing belief in his QBs. Jim, not John. Look at what he did for Colin Kaepernick. For real. I try not to think about that because that broke my heart. Yeah, it was a rough time going back to the summer. I'm telling y'all, rough time last summer. Shador and Coach got so much in common. I'm ready to see how they interact with each other during the season. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be great interactions. I'm excited for all things football, especially Cleveland Browns, Colorado Buffaloes. I can't control my excitement, can't contain it. That's why I got to tell y'all, this is how I feel. This is how I view it. So we started this thing off positive, ended this thing off positive. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the stream. Let's shout out to everybody who supported the stream today because I appreciate y'all, each and every one of y'all. Shout out to Black Pearl. Shout out to What 11s. Shout out to Detroit Gemini. Shout out to Charmaine. And shout out to C.A. Anderson. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this stream. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you watch the replay, part of the replay gang, hit that hype button. Like it. Also, I'll see all your comments. So if you got comments, concerns, questions, definitely comment on videos. I look at them. I check them out. It's hashtag New Cleveland going forward. New energy, new mindset. That's what we're doing going in 2026. Thank you for everybody who tapped in. I will see y'all Wednesday. Enjoy the next couple of days. Peace, everybody.